episode for Slab Hub is going to be on Heroes Con weekend.
Only slabs. The 100th episode will be the weekend before. So if we go live if we do an episode from the Heroes Con, it would be the 101st.
Okay,
It would be kicking off the new season because that will be season 4. We'll start with episode 101.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Let's do an episode of people walking by to show them what they picked up at the con.
Well, either that or potentially maybe going around from booth to booth and having them show you a few of their big books that they have at the booth or something. I don't know. We haven't figured it out yet. I've still
That
got
would be pretty cool.
I got to work on the 100th episode first.
The only thing you would have a problem with, especially if you do it on Saturday, the reception, and there's going to turn to shit come Saturday.
As far as I don't know how my phone would be from a streaming aspect from my phone.
I'm not saying this jokingly. You'd have to check with Chip, see what he does, because he has the little, he has like a little hotspot thing that he keeps in his pocket kind of deal. He brings his internet on his person kind of thing. Just
That's
for
what I'm saying. Is my phone hotspot from my phone and use my phone as the hotspot for the camera.
Yeah, your phone isn't going to work without assistance, is what I'm saying.
That's what you say.
Sense. Yeah, that's what I say.
That's what I know a lot of people say, but then I always go places and I have no problems on my phone. But we'll see.
Yeah, well, you probably won't Friday or Sunday, but like I didn't have issues Friday or Sunday, but Saturday because it was at like peak congestion.
Right, but were you trying to use Wi-Fi phone for your phone, or were you trying to use the
No,
the 5G?
I was just using the regular. When I don't use Wi-Fi once I walk out of my house. I only use Wi-Fi in my house. Other than that, I use what the fuck is it called, Rob?
Morning, Nosh. Morning, Steve C.
What is just like your regular service called? Do you have Wi-Fi or just your regular data?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just use my mobile data when I leave the house.
Mine switches back and forth between what's around and available. Because around here, there's lots of open Wi-Fi sometimes, and they use as backup to boost stuff.
Yeah, I just don't ever. I've never noticed. I'm a little more spread out down here. I've never noticed the need for it.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
in buildings like my house, in my
Heroes, you're in a big concrete block room, kind of low and.
Yeah, well, we'll see. In my house, I have that issue because we have a stucco construction, and when you build the stucco, they put the chicken wire in around in the stucco stuff, so that becomes a Faraday cage. So that limits your ability to have signals come in and out of your house. So you can watch the meter on your cell phone as you walk from outside the house, inside the house, just go down. So if I didn't have Wi-Fi calling and stuff enabled, I would have shit reception in my house. But I tell you, this sucks.
Good morning,
yeah,
Jean. Is that how you pronounce that, Jean? Like Jean-Claude Van Damme? It's spelled the same way.
Well, he says that you should call him Gene.
Gene.
Right. But he has also said that, as he's French Canadian, that his grandmother was very keen on calling him Jean.
Yeah, because I just thought like Jean-Claude Van Damme was just like the whole French way of just spelling John. Thought it pretty much translated to John, like Juan, Jean, John. I didn't know.
Robert.
That's what I assumed. That's what I assumed growing up.
No, well, no. So, that's my. I tell you, logging in here this morning was a pain. It took like 5 minutes to log in. I forgot. So I log in on Fridays from my work computer because I work a little bit in the background while I'm doing stuff. And I forgot last week I had some issue with our payroll system wasn't working, so I had to clear all my cookies and browsing history for the past week or so to clear up some issues. And when I did that, it wiped all my logins and stuff. And I don't keep my password and stuff built in necessarily in my stored in my in this computer, and I had to go figure out how to log into Instagram to get the link to be able to pop up the StreamYard and all that stuff here again. So I had to look up my passwords, and then when I look up the password, it's like, of course, with Instagram, I log in like, oh, I'll just log in via the Facebook, and it goes this, and it asks me for my security code for that, and then Instagram logs in, and it asks me for my 2-factor authentication for that, and I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ.
John said he cleared some cookies last night too.
Good for you, John. Oh man.
So what's new in the fat stack of comics realm over there?
Dude. Some good shit coming down the pipeline as far as like books coming in. One of them you've seen. I sent. Well, actually, I think you've seen 2 of them. One of them I sent you a picture. One of them I think you were on when I kind of like might have. Maybe you were on. Maybe not when I teased it.
I'm not sure.
Maybe not. Were you watching? No, maybe not. Maybe you weren't watching the Cranky Comic Chat.
Not this past week.
Yeah.
New work has exploded for me this past week out of nowhere. It's President's Day on Monday. And when I say like every holiday is like a major pop for me and it gets busy as hell, I mean every holiday. So we've been turned up to the max. I've been working and resting.
Yeah, no, man.
Best I can.
We had that yesterday. We tried to get, or not yesterday, but Wednesday we had tried to, on a less than 24 hours notice, tried to get our dog into the daycare for the day. And they told us, no, sorry, we don't have the staff, can't take the dog in, which was unfortunate because my neighbor kind of told me like the night before, he's like, 10 o'clock at night, he sends me a text, says, oh, hey, we got construction guys coming by tomorrow at 8:30 in the morning to start replacing the fence between our yards. And I'm like, oh.
What did you end up doing with the mutt?
My wife stayed home with her and kept her inside the house. And then when she would take her out to go to the bathroom, we'd put her on lead. Mm-hmm. Of course, I took her off lead when I went out there, but I just, stayed between her and the fence. And fortunately, she's not a vicious dog, but
we went from like, January and the start of February is like the slowest months of the whole year for us. Coming right out of the holiday seasons, a lot of people travel for Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year, and they're
anytime there's a long weekend.
Yeah, and then come January, people are just recouping their bank accounts. They're getting back to work, kids getting back to school. So there's not a lot of activity. So we repainted the entirety of the all the dog runs because over the course of that year, 2, 3 at max, they just get worn out from dogs hopping on them and
normal wear and tear, let alone
we re-clean, like we wash them like multiple times a day. Anytime a dog comes out of one, if it comes in for daycare or a bath or when it leaves to go home from staying, it gets scrubbed from top to bottom. But even doing that over time, that the oils on dogs' skin and stuff, it just sticks. So I have them painted white so I can see every imperfection and when it gets like that. So over January, we repainted the whole thing. It looks amazing in there. It's just really cool to see. And we went from having like a busy weekend, having like 20 pets, to this weekend out of nowhere, because of President's Day, having about 80 pets, just in 1 week difference.
Yep. And it'll go back down to 40 next week.
Yeah. But not for long because we're already gearing up for Masters.
Then before you know it's Easter.
Yeah, Easter is Masters for us.
No.
Yeah, lucky for me, I'm not open on Easter. So anyone planning on picking up on the 9th, you're just gonna have to wait an extra day. Because that whole first week, I think April starts on the Saturday this year, something like that, Friday or Saturday. So that whole first week is Masters week. So everyone picks up the following Sunday/Monday, which is Easter and the day after. because here in our area, it's a lot of people having to wait to get back into their homes from renting them out.
Got it.
Don't try calling to get your dog in this week. I already heard him tell people to buzz off. Yeah, I've been talking to Mike on the Mike is able to actually talk on the phone a lot. I've been calling him as sitting there grooming dogs and stuff. Talking to him, it's been fun. I like actually talking to people. Like that's why I like to do lives and watch live shows and stuff like that over recorded content. Good morning, aggressive Becker, CJ. How are y'all today?
Yeah, no. Unfortunately, the neighbor, they got the fence done and most of it done the one day, and then the next yesterday they came in and finished off the last little bit very quickly, so we were able to go back to letting the dog have the run of the backyard without having to be supervised to make sure she didn't go in the other yard. Never worry about anything beyond that because let's be honest. If anyone's ever found an article about somebody being mauled and attacked by a basset hound, I would love to see it because it just doesn't.
It'd be a one in a lifetime opportunity.
I mean, you
write
see
that
people
article.
get bit and attacked by chihuahuas and all kinds of other little dogs. Or maybe they didn't get mauled by them, but they might get bit. But I just don't hear it with basset hounds. So
Get
that's
bit
what's.
by chihuahuas, mauled
Yeah,
by pit
a man
bulls.
was viciously sniffed by a
Yeah, I was
basset
about
hound
to say,
today.
man's shirt got wet when Basset Hound rubbed nose against it.
Well, no, not his shirt, his pant cuff,
Yeah,
because
just the cuff.
they're only
How old is your dog?
3 years,
Hmm. I
so
think
still a little excitable.
Abe is between like 7 and 8,
Yeah,
and
I
over the
I
last
can't wait for
year,
her to
and
get another year.
it really started when we moved in here. I started like wondering because I have a purebred Dotson, and with little wiener dogs, there's inherent problems that come with a
Yeah,
lot of them that don't with other dogs with back issues and stuff.
right,
And when like he was like my little shadow and everything. Like I couldn't leave a room without him following me, wondering where I was going. If I walked outside, he would run around trying to find a window to look out of to see where I'm going, if I'm coming back in, kind of thing. But in the process of him being so excited like that, just trying to keep up, he would jump off of our bed, jump off the couch, jump off of
right.
this and
That's
that.
the thing. That's the
And we would be trying to stop him, like, please stop. CJ, hit your camera on just long enough to verify that's you, bud. And I tried to get him to stop, and he never would. And then when we moved here, I kind of noticed like it looked like he started favoring his back legs, like it was hard for him to stand up. And then he got to where he wasn't wanting to walk around a lot, and I was starting to get really worried. And I started buying the Cosequin shoes and stuff,
mhm,
and giving them to him. And the back of the bag says it takes like a month of regular use to kick in and start doing its effect. And I shit you not. Uh, this past Saturday, almost a week ago now, I come home from break from work, and I open the side door and I hear him come running up like he used to do because he would always run to the door to see if
right.
I'm coming in. And he got to where he would just lay there and just watch to see who turns the corner. But he's back to his old self. Like that. That shit did
Yeah,
the trick.
I used to give that to my older hounds, and eventually it's pretty soon will be start going in there. But fortunately, mine does. On the couch I have a ramp, right, and that's her primary place that she'll hop up onto, and so she tends to go down using the ramp, which is nice. And then it's now really the biggest is going out the back door because it's a step up down.
Mhm.
But
Abel almost melts off of furniture like when he's lazy and he's trying to get up. They just kind of slide their front end off and just stretch as they go down. And looks like he just melts. CJ, I see you backstage. Flip your camera on long enough for us to see that it's you backstage. We don't come on without verification.
visual eye verification.
Visual verification. Becker says death
For,
by crotch nuzzling. There's nothing to kid about, Rob.
it's not, but you'd have to be sitting down for your crotch to get nuzzled by. That's a fun thing. I mean, but it'll hurt though because that's the problem. The damn blasted hounds are. If you're sitting down and one comes running at you, tries to jump in your lap,
Yeah, that's a lot of
that's
weight.
the worst thing because it's like 40. If for a female, they're 40 to 45 pounds full grown. For the males, they're up to 75, 80 pounds, and you get those come running at you and they try to get up into your lap and they end up forgetting that they can't quite leap as well. and then get about halfway up, and you just get that full brunt right in the crotch.
My hands are enough verification for you.
Yeah, middle fingers work. I recognize those hands.
All right, as long as you recognize the hand. I'm just getting ready for work.
The important thing was it wasn't a wang.
Well, that's why I have my camera off, because I'm getting ready for work.
Yeah. Oh, that's fine. Just need that initial AOK is all.
Great interview last night.
Oh, thank you.
I tuned in. I was like, oh, God damn. That was the first time I'd seen I hadn't watched the first 2 episodes and watched it. I said, holy shit, CJ's like a legit fucking, YouTuber, not just crazy wackiness all the time.
What show was it?
Is influencing the influencers or?
Yeah. Comic Journey influences.
He was talking with Swaggle House last night. And
that name sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Is that the dude who got the bad deal or something? He bought 3 slabs and they never shipped or something like that, or traded.
He shipped slabs and
he traded some slabs and never got his in return or something. They rerouted the mail.
Yeah, he got really screwed. I mean, he screwed himself, but he got screwed. Like really, really screwed. But what are you gonna do?
Did he ever get his money back or get his books back or anything?
No, he lost it all. We'll see. He's got some good private investigator on it. What the hell are they going to do for him? He basically sent his books to like some stranger.
Yeah,
it's tough.
Has a private investigator on it.
That's what he said he did. But I don't know. We're going to see what happens. Swaggle's a nice guy, but I made a conscious effort of trying to do interviews with some of the larger channels to try to bring some of the smaller channels and larger channels together in a different way. And so it kind of works because, it's not the normal insomniac that you see on those interviews. I don't like, the thing get out of hand, but at the same time, it's like a more casual interview.
Oh, it's good.
I'm gonna have to go back and check that out. I'd be interested to see you acting normal.
Next week, it should be actually good.
Who's on next week?
Comic Tom.
Oh.
Who's on first?
Bueller. I had Bueller on first, then it was Comics, what's his name? Thorough. Keeping it thorough. This week was
Gary Springer of the comic YouTube community.
Well, I haven't got Thorough.
Yeah, he's turned that channel into just high drama. I think Acetate Gate was the first time I had heard of him, and I'd seen when he popped on In the Mix, like early on when DJ first started doing that show. And then when Acetate Gate happened, and all that stuff was going on everywhere, I saw his channel. And then I popped in a couple times. It seems like he's always on some high drama stuff, and he even has other people come on and argue with each other on his channel about their business practices with each other. And I don't know, it's just odd. It's really not that drama is just not for me.
Well, he knows how to get people wired up and then sit back and let them go at it.
Yeah,
I'll tell you that much. I like I told him when I interviewed him, some things I kind of agree with him with that he says. Maybe not the way he says it, but I do agree with some of the things he says, but other things I don't. But he gives another aspect to the community.
Yeah.
You need a couple loudmouths.
Disagree. I just don't want to sit there and just listen to people.
You need a couple of people that get vocal and become loudmouths every so often, just to bring things to the air. Now, can you sit down and watch a 4-hour thing of people screaming? I can't.
No.
It is what
I don't think it's bad to get people talking about hot button topics at all, but it just seems like rage content to me. It's just like you kind of fall into that route of okay, I'm getting a lot of views from doing this drama BS. Let me just keep doing that. But I don't know if that's all he does. It just seems like that's the only time I ever notice his channel is when he's.
No, that's not all he does. He tries to go through a bit, but it is more critical. He takes a critical approach of everything, a more pessimistic approach about things. So it is what it is.
Yeah.
Not everybody's content is for everybody. I like to watch everybody's stuff. We had a big conversation the other night on on Insomniac about like all our different content and stuff like that, of like supporting one group's channels over the others. I'm like, I like to watch everybody's stuff. You know, if you got a good show, I'm gonna watch it. I don't care if it's one group's or another or whatever the case is. It's a funny little thing that we get into our like little modes where we like only like X amount of shows and we don't like anything else. And it is what it is. That's
It's
part
a
of the reason.
limitation of time sometimes.
Yeah, that's very true. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing those interviews. The other set of interviews I'm going to be starting probably in 2 weeks because I'm leaving. I'm going to Disney next week, so I'm not going to be able to do much.
In Florida,
Yeah,
are you putting together a list of souvenirs to bring back for people?
yeah. After my kids finish bankrupting me, I'll see
Okay.
whatever's left over. I'll bring back there.
Your kids or Disney bankrupts you, whichever
Both.
one comes first.
Both.
Oh, jeez.
Disney's is just the tool for the kids to use to bankrupt them.
You got no idea how expensive it is right now.
No, I do.
I don't, but I've heard and
No,
seen.
this week. I mean, this specific week that I'm going.
Do their rates change
Yeah.
seasonally?
Yes.
Oh, that's crazy. They should have like a base rate and just give
peak season. They increase the rates to try to control the amount of people that are going in and try to encourage and try to even out attendance. But still, when you're it's spring break or whatever, or kids are out of school, that's when there's big picks. I mean, I remember we were looking to go during the first year of the pandemic. We had originally scheduled we were going to go to Disneyland, and we were going to stay as a family. We are going to stay in their hotels, and I remember just being blown away how much the staying in the hotel cost for 4 or 5 days, and the fact that staying in the hotel now no longer includes the cost of admission to the park. So
at least have free breakfast.
You mean the resort hotels, right?
Yeah, because it's like for out here, like for example, they had if you go to Disneyland, there's the Disneyland hotel, but then there's also the the California Adventures or whatever hotel or whatever the hell. Like I don't know, they got like 3 or 4 hotels that are Disneyland proper hotels. And when I went way back when I first got married, because our honeymoon was at Disneyland, when you stayed at Disneyland Hotel, it included your attendance.
That's how it used to be in Orlando as well.
Yeah, but now you got to pay $300 to $500 a night for a room, and then on top of that,
if you get 3 flights,
exactly, Mark.
What?
Exactly, and then it does. That's at the lower end.
Yeah, that's like you're not going to get the best place for that money.
If you want a mid-grade room, $500 to $700 a night, and then it does not include the park admission. So when you're going over with a family of 4 or something, now all of a sudden you're talking about another $500 to $600 or more in tickets to get in the park, let alone, and you haven't even stepped foot in there yet to do a damn thing.
Well, I'll tell you what it cost me for per person. I'm going with my 3 kids, $189 plus tax per person,
just for the tickets,
just to entry.
Right, that's all you're doing is walking in the door
each day.
Then if you're going to get any of the magic passes or whatever, or any,
Good morning,
money, food.
Do they not have like discount deals or packages? Like
they don't have to anymore.
Well, I know. Well, I was not asking if they have to or not. I'm saying like, don't they have like deals like if you go through like travel agents or like promotional stuff through different companies and stuff like that?
Travel agents don't have incentives these days. I actually went through a couple of travel agents in the beginning. They gave me the runaround, and then they finally gave me a price that was more than what I was getting off of Expedia.
They gave you the runaround because they didn't have an answer, and then they went and just pieced one together to see what they could make off doing it for you.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, there's not really much.
That's crazy. Good
Plus,
morning.
it's the 50-year anniversary, so you have that on top of it for Orlando.
Hey, but the only discount that exists is if you're willing to overpay to go to the Star Wars hotel for a couple nights, then book a couple more nights at the regular hotel. They'll give you a discount on the hotel for the other rooms.
I
But-
saw
Thank
the
you.
articles that went out like a week or two ago where they're offering like what they called like the biggest discounts they've seen in Disney history,
but-
and they were still like minuscule, like in
Well,
the
they were
grand scheme of the
minuscule.
amount.
In order to get that, you had to first book the full fare price for the Star Wars hotel, which was
What's it
which
called?
is what,
Galaxy's Edge or something like that?
well, Galaxy's Edge is the area in the land, is the land within Disneyland. The hotel itself is the Disney Star, or the Star Cruiser, the
Yeah.
Halcyon.
No windows, no nothing.
Yeah, because it's all done so you're like inside of a starship, but
it's all role play. It's not even comfortable.
right. But it's 2 days or 3 days, whatever it is. But it's whatever $5,000 for per couple or something like that. It's like,
You better love Star Wars.
well,
See, I
do,
would
and I
be
won't that
interested to
because you know
go-
what? That kind of money, I can go get a 7-day cruise or a 10-day cruise on a real cruise ship and go see places.
Yeah, I would like to go to Disney.
That's what I'm saying. You gotta
Build your own
freaking love
lightsaber.
Star Wars just to pay that much money.
I would want to go and like build my own lightsaber and do some of that stuff. I think it would be fun as hell. And the
That's all right for a
Avatar
problem with.
my oldest daughter went and did the Avatar thing like probably close to 6 months ago. Like where you actually could fly like on the Banshees through the 4D experience and all that. That looks really fun to me. Like I like those like immersive areas.
Yeah, I mean, look, as a huge Star Wars fan, both my sister and I, we would love to go to the Star Wars hotel. We've talked about it, but when we see the price, you just can't justify it for us. We don't. If I made $1 million more a year, okay, great. Then that's a drop in the bucket. But I don't.
The most I ever paid for one of those theme hotels was when the Animal Kingdom Resort opened up.
Uh-huh.
And they had opened up the hotel inside the, like basically on the outskirts of the park, where you're literally seeing animals out of every single
Right.
window that you are. It was a great experience, but even that, you got real live animals. It was not a cheap trip. It was like, I want to say back then when it first opened up, $600 a night. Wasn't cheap back then either.
Yeah.
But-
Jay Hood says that he had a friend stay at it and thought it was well worth it. I get everything's relative. I mean, I just can't see a 2-day experience being worth that much personally, to how much I love Star Wars.
I'm just compared to this. I'm actually seeing live animals that are running around and they're feeding it, and the stuff that are from other countries that you never even see anywhere else that are in there. And they built a park that you're basically charging $5,000 a night. That's nuts.
Right. Well, and I've seen some of these things like like in Australia, there's one where there's a floating hotel that's out. You can stay. You basically stay underwater, and stuff which is out by the Great Barrier Reef, which seems cool and whatnot. But yeah, J-Man, I did remember. I remember the Hilton there off at Vegas. I remember Quark's Bar. I've been there. Went there like a long time ago. I don't know if any of that stuff is still there though.
Universal got expensive too.
Yeah, no, the whole hotel industry got super.
No, but
big.
even the parks, the Universal parks used to be
Yeah,
cheaper.
the whole amusement park industry is.
Do you think they're playing catch up?
Well, they're more than playing catch up right now. Honestly, right now it doesn't make sense though. Here's the thing that's the kicker. If you want to stay for the night events, your ticket expires at 7:00, and you got to pay for another ticket for another $120 to stay for the night parade and
Light
Fireworks.
shows and fountain fireworks and all that. Good morning, JB.
it never was like that before.
Holy cow! I don't like this camera angle. What
I'm
the hell?
I'm a Six Flags guy. I don't know if it's because I grew up without like Disney World wasn't in our ballpark, but going just for a day trip to Six Flags, like 2.5 hours up the road, and on top of that, like I've been I landed DC like my whole life. Like I just always cared for those characters more, and that's what they have at Six Flags is the WB stuff. They have the Looney Tunes, which I love. They have the whole Gotham area, and back then I remember when they put in Gotham at Six Flags in Atlanta, and they put in the stunt show. You have like the Michael Keaton Batmobile coming through with the wire work and stuff, and it looks heavily like Batman Returns. And
yeah, we don't have where I'm at, we don't have that. So like we had Great America, which was originally Marriott's and then been sold a bunch of different times. It's different than the Six Flags. They used to be the same company as the Six Flags or Great America in Chicago. They were both owned by Marriott, and then they got broken up and sold. And this one's now I think this one's now owned by I don't remember who the hell owns it now. Carowinds Parks or something. But I mean, it's always been just it's been an okay. It had theming. It didn't have anything that was crazy. Like they have the Snoopy characters and stuff there, or Paramount. I don't know what the hell they have now, but it's a fun day park to go to with the kids, and especially if you like rides and stuff. It's mostly like you go there to ride rides. The shows are just kind of like meh. There's nothing great from a show's perspective that they put on. And then we have Six Flags Marine World, I think.
That'd be cool.
So it started off as like originally here that we used to have what was called Marine World Africa USA, and it was a big kind of a thing you would go to where it had it was kind of like a mixture of a big giant outdoor, all the sea mammals and dolphin shows and whale shows and all this kind of SeaWorld type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then they also had a whole area that was like a African zoo where they had lions and elephants,
tigers and bears.
They had elephant shows, and they had you'd go on these safari boats, and they would take you around in these islands that had different animals.
What about donkey shows, Rob? Did they also have donkey shows?
No, they didn't have any of those. Amazingly, that was the Tijuana, USA.
Oh, okay. I get those
different place. But they would have water ski shows, all these things, and then it got bought and moved, and they kind of incorporated it into our Six Flags that we have right now here, where you could still go there. You could ride elephants as part of it. One of the rides amongst all these roller coasters they have. Here's some elephants, and your kids can line up to ride an elephant around, and other stuff that's kind of still.
That's kind of cool.
I think they got rid of the dolphin show. I think that people kind of said, "Oh, these are like cruel to the animals, making them perform." But anyways,
the closest Six Flags we have to us is in Jersey, and that it started off nice, but it's got to really run down, and it's been getting a lot of like people that you don't want your kids around going there. So, I haven't gone there in years. What's that?
Like Justin?
Yeah, those kind of people. So, you kind of want to stay away from that environment.
Understood.
Yeah. So.
Good morning, Justin. How are you?
I want to stay away from myself.
Well, I see you're in agreement, so I you understand completely.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of dog toys do you have there? Superhero ones?
No, actually, it's a Darth Maul from the Solo movie.
Is it just me or is the microphone weird?
That's what I'm saying. Does anybody hear Optimus Prime in the background? Or?
When you talk, it's just a radio wave crackle.
It's staticky, crackly, and it sounds like you're running through a distortion filter.
Mm-hmm.
Sound like a freaking transformer.
But I mean, it's not like he couldn't understand you, but it wasn't fun.
Oh my goodness, little.
Did he freeze?
No, he's looking at his settings, trying to figure out what he can do.
Is that better?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Smooth butter right there, buddy.
I'll have to play with it and figure it out later.
What was it? A different mic?
Dolphin puts out cigarettes between shows. We're being fired, guys.
Holy shit! Now
so long, and thanks for all the fish.
Are you seeing Rob blink out and Justin taking his place every few seconds?
No, sir.
Now you're fucking with me.
No, I'm honestly not seeing that.
I just saw it again. Again.
It's not happening on my end.
Now Rob's fucking with me.
No, I don't think anyone is.
You have to at least buy me dinner first.
I don't know. I don't know what the hell's going on. I'm seeing it from my phone. Maybe my phone is getting
Yeah,
weird.
there you go.
I don't know. Okay.
So Justin, you got a Darth Maul that's good for dog. So dog could maul on a mall. Got it.
Yes. Once you buy it from me, I don't care what you do with it. So I've got plenty of dog toys.
Can we get an update on this week in dog toy sales?
Sure. I have an agreement in place to sell 8 hot toys to one person over the next 3 months. So that was good. I did really well on eBay over the weekend. I guess a lot of Kansas City fans were like, I'm so happy my team won. I'm going to spend money on eBay.
Cool.
And were those hot toy sales as well, or were you?
They were not. They were not. They were. What did I sell? I sold a bunch of Marvel Legends over the weekend.
No Toy Biz though.
No Toy Biz. I'm sorry.
Did you not collect Legends during the Toy Biz era?
I did not. No. When they first came back, when Hasbro first brought them back, like in the 2010, 2011 era, somewhere around there, that's when I like got in and started buying every single one that they put out. And then I started to go back and pick up the Toy Biz ones, but some of those Toy Biz ones were just so expensive. I was like, it's not that big of a deal.
Because they're worth getting. That's why they're expensive. What is going on, Bo?
I actually listed something on eBay completely out of the blue random. That was like, so it looks really out of place on my listings where I normally have like some comic books, and then all of a sudden, like, we decided as I was getting ready to put up all the Christmas decorations finally that were just stacked up in my garage. I was like, oh, why am I putting this Christmas tree topper up here? And I get this Marvin the Martian Christmas tree topper that we bought from the Warner Brothers store way back in, I don't know when, 93. I don't know what it was, 94. But this damn thing, it's like we haven't used it in years because we changed out the topper, but we keep taking it up and down out of the rafters. I'm all, why am I doing this? This thing's, there's people who are like super into Marvin the Martian and these collectibles, and I still have it's still being kept in the original box and everything. Well, let's post this thing up there and see what it'll sell for. Because the last time, the thing I could find, it looks like last time somebody sold one, it went for like $150 or something. So I'm all, move it down the road. So I'm hoping it.
Oh, there's people that like that stuff. They're really into that stuff.
It's just a matter of somebody's looking for it. That's the thing, right? It might be the wrong time of the year, but I don't want to sit there and hold it and try to remember to take it down in October or September.
That might have been the time to put it in there, September, October.
Right, but whatever.
Hey, I'm sure somebody will get it that's a Looney Tunes person or Marvin the Martian person.
Exactly.
That hairy thing. You know that hairy thing that used to run around with Marvin the Martian? Yeah, that's that guy. Anything you see that goes that's made in that style, people go nuts over. They pay high dollars for. I don't know why.
There's certain minor characters that have huge cult followings, and because they're minor characters, there's not as many items produced with them on it versus, say, a Bugs Bunny or something else. So they'll step up for those characters.
I don't know if it's the limit of the run or if it's just a cult following of that character, but it's interesting. Every time I see anything with that image on it, it goes expensive. I'm blown away.
It's the same. It's the same thing for like a little, not to the same extent, but I have a little bit of that with when it comes to Nightmare Before Christmas stuff. I'm like really big Oogie Boogie guy versus the Jack and Sally. Now Oogie Boogie's still a main character, so there is still a lot of stuff made with him, but not quite to the same extent as Jack and Sally. So sometimes there's issues where things cost more just because it's an Oogie Boogie item versus the others. Same thing with the mayor. He's another character that people get behind. It's not the main guy, whereas Jack, Sally, and Lock, Shock, and Barrel, those guys are the main ones that will run up that you can find in production all the time.
I'm gonna go drag Finn out of bed real quick so he can start getting ready for school.
All right. Look at me. I look like I have these weird legs that come right up into me. Maybe I need to face like this so it looks a little.
You're like the opposite of me today.
How you doing there?
Yeah, not too bad. It's the first time I've used this on my phone, so I apologize how it's coming out.
Oh, with the tall and skinny.
Yeah. What if I do this one? Does that help?
There you are. Camera switch. Now you're widescreen.
Now
Yeah.
you're widescreen.
For some reason, it's really delayed here. So, and pardon the nakedness. It's like 45 degrees here.
No shit. 45 Celsius.
Yeah. Well, okay. It's more like 40, but yeah, it's
Still, once you get into the over 30, you're pretty warm. Let alone the upper 30s, and then 40 is fucking not comfortable at all.
Yeah, exactly right. So I'm just sitting here in my shorts.
Yeah, no shit. Holy cow!
Yeah,
Jeez.
just got to come in and say good day before going to bed because
Of course,
it's
it is still summer there. So for those of you here in the U.S. that are going, what the hell is 40 Celsius? Because we suck in America. That's 104 degrees Fahrenheit.
It's freaking hot. Leave it at that.
Yeah, well, yeah. Like I said, you're over 100 degrees. So that's yeah.
yeah, exactly right.
And it's nighttime.
It is. It's 1 a.m.
Jeez.
Yeah. That's like where my parents live down in the desert. They get like that during the summer and stuff where they said you never have cold water in your faucet because the pipes never get cool enough for you to have cold water. So even when you turn on the cold water, you get warm water coming out the pipes. So holy shit. I never thought about that.
Yeah, well, it's not that bad usually. It's just that obviously being summer, the state that I'm in is very famous for having all seasons in one day.
Oh, nice.
So summer, we don't really get much of a summer, but there is a few days, where it can be quite atrocious, like today.
Yeah, you see now, I'm in a very temperate area here, but so I'm only my high today is going to be much warmer than some of the rest of these folks, but I will hit a nice toasty 18 will be my high. So it's only 3 right now.
Oh,
It gets
geez.
that cold by you, huh, Rob? I didn't think you were that high up.
So I'm not high up because I'm actually only about 14 feet above sea level. It's about 3.5 meters. But what happens is because we're right off, we have the ocean right there in the bay. So it cools down significantly at night as the cool air comes in off the ocean and chills, and then we heat up during the day. So we have we have very wide temperature swings from overnight to day, but it never gets really stupid cold and it never really gets stupid hot either, because we always have like in the afternoon during our summer here, we'll have a handful of days that'll get up into the 90s, above 95 or so, but usually as it gets to that peak time, there's an afternoon breeze that comes in off the ocean and off the bay that then naturally cools everything really quick. So when you get done with work, you get home, all of a sudden it starts cooling off really nice. Go on your patio. It's fabulous.
Sounds
And that's
good,
why it costs a shit ton to live here.
I'm assuming you were talking in Celsius just then.
We were, because Omnibo here was letting us know that it's 104 degrees Fahrenheit where he's at. Of course, he was telling us in Celsius, but
It's not bad here here in New York today, but it's raining, so that always makes it worse.
so that's why he was apologizing for being half naked, because
You don't ever have to apologize for that.
I'm sure that it's probably not running around. It doesn't have air conditioning, probably.
Well, no, I do actually. I just prefer being topless, I think.
Oh, well, there you are then. Fair enough.
Rob, were you having compulsions yesterday when we were talking about the golden age market?
Yeah, when part of it, I was doing multiple things. So I remember I chimed in significantly when he was talking about this sci-fi and the aliens and stuff, and I still said get off my spaceship.
Yeah, I saw. I was highlighting your comments when you were talking about it.
Don't let people know that that's a thing, man. You drive up my costs.
Well, I'll start steering them towards the westerns.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone
what's
jump
new
on that
about
Western bandwagon. That's the next big deal. Go get Golden Age Westerns. They're cheap. Go get your full runs. I don't care.
Bo, what's new in the Aussieverse over there?
Not too
What's
much,
that
man.
clicking?
Yeah, can you hear that?
That's
Yeah,
not me.
Let's see. We can. It's either
Man, I just muted myself.
It could be my phone.
maybe it's Justin again. I don't know. No.
What the hell was that?
It's me, isn't it?
Now it's gone. Now it's back there. Lightly, I can hear it right there. There it is.
I believe it's Bo's mic.
Trying to get back on the PC. It's not working on the.
Yeah, it's your mic, bud.
All right, I'll try logging on the PC.
Yeah.
All right. It sounds like sizzling bacon. We got a K-pop. That sounds good. God damn it! Now I want to go cook bacon.
Wait, he's in Australia, right?
Yes.
Maybe it's
Now,
some kind of critter, like knocking on his window or something. It sounded like something going on over there.
Now, what does ASMR mean? I always know it's referring to audio issues, but what is ASMR?
Oh, these freaks that they get off on hearing people make noises. Like it doesn't matter. It could be like scratching noises. It could be people like rubbing things.
Justin's making faces like he's actually well versed in the
Autonomous
topic.
sensory
Justin,
meridian.
There are
response.
certain sounds that
Okay.
I enjoy hearing that bring me sort of like comfort, sort of like
comfort. I didn't know where
mellow
you're
me out.
going with that.
No. So I really enjoy two types of videos. I love garage sale, yard sale, flea market videos because the sound of people like like this. He's one of the best because he doesn't talk; he just digs. So the sound of like digging through bins is very like a very comforting sound to me, as well as I've recently discovered people who just like transform Power Ranger Zords. So the clicking and the putting together of stuff, it's really cool.
Yeah,
It like lowers my anxiety. I like it.
do whatever gets you off, dude. I don't get it. I never understood it. There's entire freaking channels of videos that I see people like doing that. I literally see people scratching. They want to hear the sound of somebody scratching themselves. I'm like, what the fuck is this? And they're scratching and scratching. There's a thing for everybody. If
I
that's
can get what Justin's saying in terms of it just kind of like there's like noises that trigger nostalgia even.
Yeah, I could get that.
But I think there's a huge difference between that and like what Journey's talking about, like people getting off on something like that. You know what I mean?
Oh, they get off on it. Trust me. There's entire things and sectors for that stuff.
I get off on the sound of Justin selling hot toys. Does that qualify?
There's even the channels that are dedicated to popping pimples. You ever see those channels?
No.
Yeah.
The only
I'm with you. For whatever reason, the people who go up and random people and like, I'm going to mow your lawn for free, and they do that shit. I don't know what it is, man.
Videos.
I don't know why it's so satisfying.
Yeah, there's a guy. He's got tons of views and subscribers, and he does it, and yeah, it's really cool.
Every time I watch that, I'm like, why am I
discovered a
watching this?
crime.
Why the hell am I watching this? But it's like so. How about the one? You see the one where the guy found the house that had like the dead body inside?
That's what I was going to say. He found a crime scene with that house because it was like abandoned, and he had to stop and call the cops.
And he finished doing the front lawn, right?
He did.
Yep.
He did.
Fucking guy. I would get out of it so fast.
J Hood says it's autonomous sensory meridian response, a term used to describe a tingling, static-like, or goosebumps sensation in response to a specific triggering audio or visual stimuli. So I guess that does qualify. You don't have to. It doesn't say to what degree.
I mean, I mean, there's noise that trigger everybody. Like if you're sitting in bed and you're hearing some woman breathe in your ear, that's a stimulation, right?
Get the fuck out of my ear.
My wife's CPAP.
I'm trying to sleep.
You know, there's all kinds of different things, but I'm amazed. I sit there and I just navigate through channels a lot of times trying to see like what
It's just the
people
same
are
thing,
doing.
Mark. Move on. we both copy and pasted
Who
the same.
copy and pasted best? I need the chat to decide. Was it Jay Hood or Rob?
We both
But thank
copy
both
and
of
pasted
you.
the exact same set.
Yeah, but both. Thank you both.
Well, it's a text
I
battle.
watch extreme lawn makeover shows on two. I fast forward them as well. I do too.
Oh, I
watch a
have to
lot
fast
of
forward
YouTube
everything I watch. I
fast
can't
forward,
I
yeah.
can't watch it at normal speed anymore.
You know what's funny is when you do that, like some reason it really doesn't mess anything up. It's like people kind of talk slow or
1.75 seems to be about the limit where it's on for most people where it sounds okay. Once you hit 2, it does start to sound
you get the
a
Mickey
little
Mouse
high
effect.
pitch. But what's funny is like I watch things like that. Sometimes I watch people's videos like that, and when I do get a chance to make a comment on them, I caught myself a couple times where I started to leave like feedback saying like, "Hey, maybe you should hold the comic up for an extra
Ooh.
beat or two so we can see the book a little bit longer." And then I remember that I'm watching fast forward, so them just doing this and putting it down is really twice as long as it was.
Well, I don't suggest you watch anything of mine that's pre-recorded double speed because I already speed everything up ahead of
Some
time.
people are okay at Brian, you are actually one of the preferred people at times 2 speed for me because you naturally kind of talk slower compared to someone like me who's rabbit brained.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Go back and have y'all ever gone
Ladies
back
and
and watched your
gentlemen,
own
it's for
content at
TJ
times 2
Lynch.
speed and like, oh wow, this is actually perfectly fine.
Good
No,
morning, Lance.
I usually do 1.5 to 1 3/4, but yeah.
Burke is another one. He kind of naturally talks slow for the
Right.
presentation and stuff, so I can watch him at times 2 speed and it
I love to
works
watch my own
perfectly
videos.
fine.
What are you talking about?
The other night, the one day I didn't have any clean T-shirts and I had to wear the DJ Links T-shirt. He comes onto my stream and he's like, "Oh, you're wearing my T-shirt." I'm like, "Get over it, damn you!"
First and
Twist-
foremost,
Twist to
before
the
I
story, he wears it to bed every night.
before I have my rebuttal, I just want to remind everyone that ASMR stands for Autonomous Sensory Meridian Response, a term used to describe a tingling, static-like, or goosebump sensation in response to a specific triggering audio or visual stimuli. So,
Now, were there quotation marks when you said that? I couldn't tell.
Is that your thing, Links?
Jay Hood put his in quotation marks.
I had
Can
air
you-
I had air quotes. I had my fingers up.
There we go.
Can you please cite your source?
Rob. My source is Rob.
The Google.com. So Journey, I'm always watching. I'm not a big like commenter in the chat because I'm always doing something. I got something on. So I watch lurking. And it's funny when people say, "Oh my god, this
DJ
guy."
Links is a peeper. He's in
I was
the
about to
window.
say-
He's outside looking at the window, looking in
So-
through the
so-
blinds.
Journey's voice is ASMR for DJ. So
Oh, there
he's
you go.
I
too
got this
busy to type.
feeling.
Yeah.
DJ is watching me.
If ASMR meant jump out
So
a window.
you're not a loudmouth like me that basically has to make myself announced every time I go into the chat, and you just lurk and creep on everybody.
I am 100% a lurker
All right.
in chats, in real life, around certain
I
buildings.
got the feeling. DJ is watching me.
Hey,
I got
Justin,
no
have you ever
privacy.
thought about doing any toy content on your channel, like shorts or anything?
No. One, I don't know how to do shorts, and two, I'm selling all my
Oh, it's
toys,
easy.
so-
All you have to do is put them on. Bam.
Wow, look at that calf.
There
No,
you go. See, you're doing shorts. Good for you.
I think for me, like I was kind of the same way, not knowing what or how I was going to do it, or won't even figure out how to make them because all the buttons you can press. So I just record with my video, like just a regular video on my phone, and then I just upload that. If that makes sense.
I just snatch people's clips and put them on as shorts, and
Yeah.
there you go.
Right,
I
I
just
put
take
up
my
shorts in
own.
the morning at roughly 7 to 7:30, and like I've been doing them consistently, and they've picked up since then. But now I just uploaded one just a couple of minutes ago, and it's already at 660 views. But I've been getting a lot of traction from my shorts.
I gotta figure out
What
what's
do you
going on.
do?
Mine are not doing well. And Burke's from yesterday, the absolute worst performing best of Only Slabs fucking short ever.
What time
He's
did
less
you
than
upload it?
he's less than 20 views, and I've retweaked the name on it like 3 and 4 times. And
You know what you might want to do? Go to the hottest trending music. That's
I don't put music on them because they have audio.
I'm talking about because the audio. That's right.
Because they're best of. But
Here's the funny thing: like, just test that theory. Go back, take the same video,
mhm,
and if you put audio on it, it takes the place of whatever you talk on it. You know what I mean?
I know.
And just test it with the audio over it. Like, who cares if you're talking on it? Just put the audio over it in its place.
It's weird because like I have some that'll hit like 1,200, 1,500, some that hit 300, and then like this one, or like there's a couple of them like the Action Comics one, the Amazing Fantasy 15, and then Burke's now the absolute worst of the lot. And I thought I had figured out the time of the day to do.
DJ, I was waiting on you to say something.
No,
Well, I'm throwing softballs over here.
I mean, if you look at the counts on my shorts, they're all over the place. See, I got ones that have like 20 views, and then other ones that have a few thousand views. They're like all over the place.
Yeah,
and
there's
none
a
of those
sweet
views are
spot.
mine.
There's a sweet spot for your time.
You
of
don't
day
like Family Guy,
that
then?
I put up. I think the algorithm obviously hits different for different people, but for me and where I've been putting up stuff, I'm just doing toy stuff for the most part with a little bit of comic stuff spread into it. I got tons of toy stuff that never makes it to my channel, and it seems like I started posting them like after I got to work and got settled in, and those started hitting. And I've just kind of been trying to pay attention to the time of day. And if I post one and it doesn't hit some views pretty quick, I just pull it down and then wait to post it again later, just testing the times a day kind of thing. And
mornings work really well if you put them on to hit between 5:30 a.m. and 7:30 a.m. It's good because it hits both East Coast and West Coast, and everybody gets to see it at that time.
That short I just told you was at 660. It's at 832 now. Like that's
There
how
you
fast they kind of run.
Had
They run
better
away.
luck when I drop them at like 1 o'clock or so
now.
my time, because 1 p.m. my time makes it 4 p.m. Eastern. So with people getting off work, standing at bus stops and whatnot, fucking
Shorts don't work for some reason. They work great in the mornings. I don't know. I've tried tested them all times of the day. Mornings. That's the time. I had one short that clearly was. I thought it was going to go viral.
I put the Peacemaker one up at 11:30 at night just because I wanted it out there, and I was kind of like, man, I should take this down and put it up in the morning. I'll just leave it up overnight and see how it does. And I woke up and it had over 1,000. I'm like, okay. So I don't think everything's written in stone, but it's going to be different for everyone's area too.
I had done I had cut a cowbell whatchamacallit clip from Saturday Night Live and put it on. I had 14,000 views in less than an hour, and then they cut me off and blocked it forever.
Yeah, congrats to Saturday Night Live.
You know why? Congrats to them. They could have made money off of it if they kept it on. You know, it's not like I was getting monetized. You know, but they blocked it off completely.
Circumstance that says you don't really get views until YouTube puts you on the short shelf, and I haven't figured out what speeds up that happening.
What the hell does that mean? Short shelf?
I think when they push your short.
They do that randomly though.
Yeah, I think he's just referring to getting the hitting the algorithm in some capacity.
Yeah, I haven't had
like 1,000 or 40,000.
I haven't had any success with shorts.
Burke says it doesn't matter when you upload, which is proven to be not true at all. It doesn't matter.
Well, apparently it doesn't what you do, because if you upload Burke, you won't get views.
Yeah, it absolutely does matter.
Jesus Christ.
It's still sitting at 18 views, Burke.
Again, it's gonna be different for different people, but I can tell you firsthand when I should not upload a short.
Tyler's Pokemon card
is working for me.
Over 700 views or 600 views. Burke, 18 views. Just saying.
Random comment of the morning coming in from the immortal Biggie Shack. Good morning to you, good sir. How are you today? Actual Dracula. Hello, hello.
Well, Steve from Spine Ticks, Sith Lorley, he's been doing the consistent pack openings for Mario Brothers and stuff like that.
I try to do content that pertains to what I actually do on my channel.
And he's been getting thousands of views on all that stuff.
Yeah, I'm the same way, Rob.
I just do whatever I like.
Well, that's why I've just been pulling clips, doing these best of only slabs. But you know what? It's not blowing me up, and I don't really give a shit at the same time. It's doing well enough that I mean, I am getting extra views. I am getting a handful of extra subscribers here and there, and at the end of the day, that's good enough for me. So
Yeah, the one that I put up the other day, the links picks thing that I did for the new comic book day, that did terribly, but I had a lot of fun putting that together.
In all sincerity, now that it's over and it's not like, did you put that on YouTube as well as Instagram?
Yeah, I put it on.
Since you've already put it up and it's ran its course, take it down and re-upload it. Like it's Friday. You upload that son of a bitch an hour before In the Mix and watch what happens. Seriously, just test it. Test it. Friday night, I'm going to have a short to go an hour before In the Mix night, and that shit's going to explode. I guarantee you, because it's Friday night and I haven't had one. I accidentally figured that out. A Friday evening, people are on their phones. I think that has something to do with it.
Just got paid.
I don't know. I haven't had any luck with any times other than mornings, but I literally anything I put on any other time other than the morning, 10 views, 18 views, like ridiculous.
Do it, Marcus. Do it.
Yeah, I might do that, Mark. Well, I might today if I have time. I'll set like a meeting on my calendar and I'll work on the next links picks for this Wednesday coming up. Hopefully, before In the Mix tonight.
It's a huge week coming up too. Huge week. Hey, did anybody read Nemesis Reloaded #2?
I
haven't picked up my books yet.
I haven't picked up anything this week either.
I've been in the office all week. I haven't picked up my books yet. I'm probably gonna get them on Sunday, which is fucking crazy.
I had to go into work one day this week. It was awful.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Romania is not even close. That's ridiculous, Rob.
True that.
Justin, are you about to lose your shit, Justin?
I am. I'm about to lose it, and you know what? I'm going to show all of you why.
Okay.
I saw that face and that grimace.
Were you lettering something and you misspelled something? And
wait, how do I share my screen here?
You hit present.
Okay.
No. You're gonna hold out.
Share screen.
You tap your screen 3 times and go share.
You choose Chrome tab or whatever tab you're on, and then click the one that you. Bo will be right back around to your naked self.
What's that?
Yeah, Bo doesn't do shorts or shirts.
You know what I noticed on IG? People are nuts about wrestling. Anytime I clip anytime I went to like wrestling events and I just clipped something from like last Monday and whenever I took my kids to wrestling, people go nuts watching that stuff. I don't know why.
Okay.
Here we go. Oh shit! Sneak preview.
So the note that I got says to please show some of the yachts in this panel.
Some of the what?
Right here. The yachts. There's boats.
Oh, yachts. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is that this is a double page spread, and the gutter is running straight down the middle here. And so, if you want to see the boats, I either have to cover this cameraman down here or the cars, which I've been told not to cover the cars before, or I just completely put it over here and cover up the people talking. I don't think this person knows how comics are made.
It can't, and it goes up and it covers the boats even more, right?
So is there an option that you have of just like putting it in multiple places, taking a picture of it in those places and sending it to them and letting them choose? Just in a way of saying you're dumb as shit, but I don't want to tell you that, so figure it out for yourself.
I like this person really does just forget about the double, like the gutter down the middle of the page. First off, the artist shouldn't have drawn it this way, if we're being honest.
Be dishonest with me. What would you say?
What's that?
So what if you're being dishonest? What would you say?
Also, I have to keep the reading order. It's like
what's a gutter? Went down the middle.
Do you see the like the guidelines?
It's a really awkward spot.
So here's the whole page.
Gotcha.
You can't really shrink the text either.
Yeah, I can't shrink the text, and also since it's a double page spread, I got to make sure that you're able to, like, I can't move this closer to here, or sorry, I can't move this here because when you flip the page, it's going to be hard to read this.
Yeah.
It also looks weird stabbing him in the head.
I'm picking my battles.
Well, and it can't move up anymore.
Well, I could probably try to move it up here, but then I'm worried that
That's way too high. Go down a little bit. It said show some of the boats, not all of the boats.
Well, I had it up.
Right.
Where did I have it before? No, there was more words the first time, and then he told me to cut them and make sure the boats are visible. And I did. I made this boat here visible.
Yeah, I just want to say I am in total agreement with whoever gave you this assignment. Boats being visible is more important than storytelling and story flow.
I like it like that because it looks like the placement of the dock and the two word balloons is perfect like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I too enjoy my docks with random word balloons.
Needs
But yeah.
more cowbell.
Oh, it all still seems stupid because of the stupid gutter. I'm with Justin because now the no matter what you do, the words are like way over there, with the person who's talking is over here. So no matter what, it looks stupid. The natural spot is right above him, covering that palm tree and stuff, but it's right down the middle of the gutter.
Yes, and I would also like to point out one thing that I brought up to this person. So it's supposed to be like the whole idea of the story is this guy is being interviewed for some show or something. The graphic on the page, Rockstar interview exclusive, that's not supposed to show up if the cameraman is in the panel.
Yeah.
I brought this up to the guy's attention, and his response was, "We'll just wait to see if anybody notices that." And I'm like, "All right, fine."
You just noticed it.
Yeah, because
I'm
that's
like, I noticed it, and he's like, "Well, yeah, but you like look at comics all the time," and I'm like, "All right,
so do people who read comics." Yeah,
yeah, that's when it's. And then I don't know why you're having an interview outside the Grand Prix when that shit is so loud.
I don't know.
You should just put over everything. Just put a giant vroom.
Well, actually, I did do that on one page, and I was told not to cover the art.
Well, don't give me so much text I have to put in there.
Oh, you got an issue there. I don't know how you're gonna put that correctly.
just ask them where they.
How important are the words the guys say? Maybe omit them completely. Tell them, guys don't really talk that much anyway.
No, he's very married to his words. So, yeah.
I just want to recognize that, Justin, I love you so much. I saw that you were having a moment, and I had to call you out on it because I was concerned. I was deeply concerned.
So, Durs, you're probably not sick. You're probably having a reaction to the chemical acid rain falling on you, and you should evacuate and seek medical help immediately.
That's right, Ohio.
Yeah, he's been sitting there getting rained on, and people in his area are getting like covered in rashes and stuff from being outside. That shit's there's gonna be movies made about what happened in Durs's area.
Durs starring in The Hills Have Eyes at 18.
Exactly.
Links, is it raining by you?
How far away is he from there?
It's like a mist.
It's like freaking nasty over here today.
Taylor makes a good point. Removing the cameraman would give you more space for the word balloons and be able to keep this stupid Rockstar interview.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah. I tell you what, let's do it and then see if I get called out on it.
Also, why is the Rockstar wearing an upside down guitar? Because you don't want to wear a right side up guitar.
So a sideways guitar is the worst, though.
I'm going to be honest with everybody right now, okay?
For the first time?
I don't necessarily like working for people who, A, don't read comics, and B, decide to write one.
I like your
because if you don't read them, you have no idea what you're doing. And that's fine. I get it. Everybody has to start somewhere.
Yeah.
But I hate being the most experienced person on a team.
I could see that being an issue if they don't leverage your experience to make what you're working on better. So they should take your lead and your advice. But when you're saying, "Hey, my words are important. Don't cover the art. Add this stupid graphic, whatever the case may be." Like you're the expert in the room, man. Like they should take
I mean, it really
your word
starts
for
with
it.
the artist, though. I mean, not the artist, the writer. They need to make it clear to the artist how to be able to put those panels together.
Yeah, but this guy's first. I would assume he's very inexperienced in writing comics. That's like if I just decide to write a comic right now, I'm just gonna
Yeah,
copy
but-
whatever I see somewhere else.
But I would have more faith in you writing a comic than this person because you at least read comics.
According to my channel.
Oh, you're right. Sorry, you put off the impression that you read comics. How's that?
Oh, that's better.
He reads about comics.
I'm a comic impressionist. No, I read comics. I have to go pick up my books, man. I really wanted to read that Nemesis #2. But Justin, I appreciate your frustration. You are 100% right to be frustrated in this interaction.
Actually, I'm gonna take. Who told me to cover the cameraman?
Taylor.
I'm gonna take Taylor's advice and cover the cameraman, and just wait to see if I get called out for it.
Just gonna tell you, last time I took Taylor's advice, I spent the weekend in jail. Just throwing that out there.
I hope I do go to jail for this.
If you cover up the cameraman, you can always tell him, well, the cameraman is implied because of the word text that says that they're fucking doing this interview with the rock star.
No.
Yeah.
Right? I just fixed your problem with that wording being there.
He's gonna be like, "No, Justin, I don't want any of the art covered. Figure it out."
Okay, so there's this clip from The Simpsons that constantly plays through my head whenever I'm working, where someone goes into the grocery store and she's like, "I want all of the groceries in one bag, and I don't want the bag to be heavy." And like that constantly plays in my head when stuff like this comes up. Like, I want all of the words on there, but I don't want the art covered.
This sounds like people that call me up for that dream house that doesn't exist every time I pick up the phone at the office. I want to have every single thing in the world. Oh, and I want to be cheap too.
Yeah.
Every you're gonna have that in every business. Everybody wants to do everything, but that looks that's I don't know. That's weird the way it looks.
Yeah, it's funny the way people try to mimic what they see like on TV, like as far as like when you're talking about Journey, like in the housing thing. So they see like all these wild negotiations on TV, and then they step into the door with that mentality, and it's like, that's TV, bro.
Oh, you got no freaking idea.
Go ahead, tell us.
You got no freaking idea. They come in there, they tell me, I want this, I want this, I want this, I want this. Oh, and I don't have any money. Oh, really? You know what I want? And they tell me they watch TV and they see how it is. You really that's how it is? Okay, so I'm going to take you to just go look at 3 houses and you pick one, and that's it. You're not going to see any more after that. If we're going to play by the reality TV rules, then let's do that. It's crazy.
Can you give us a solid example, an actual example of something wild that happened?
I've had a lot of wild shit that happened at work. As far as wild, interesting stories, or just stupid people stories.
Let's go for the interest. Oh, okay. Stupid people. Yeah, let's go stupid people. Stupid people for 400, Alex.
I've had people that have literally gone out on houses, 2, 3, 4, 500 houses. I'm not exaggerating right now, where they're going into every single house. And they're finding the raw, they're saying, I don't like the guy's furniture. You're not buying the fucking guy's furniture. You're buying the house. Do you like the house? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
They open the guy's refrigerator. It smells funky in there. Well, you know what? I'll tell you what. Buy the house. I'll buy you a new fucking refrigerator. How's that sound? Yeah.
Oh shit!
Like how? Well, you can't blame them. How are they supposed to picture what their forever home looks like if it's got the wrong furniture in it?
I mean, come on, seriously. Like, the people are still living in the house. They're selling the house. All right, maybe they have shitty furniture. It's not their fault, but that's what they have.
Man, I don't like that guy sitting in the lazy boy chair. You have to
I
give me
don't like the way the
50 grand
neighbor's
off.
looking at me. I've heard shit like that.
Oh, I mean, I've been through that, so I agree with them.
I had this one couple, this freaking with the wife. She would come with half her tits out everywhere she goes, every single where she goes. So obviously, everywhere she goes, people are going to stare at her. So everywhere she goes, oh, they're looking at me. Oh, let's get out of here. They're looking at me. Let's get like, what the fuck? Cover up if you want people to look at you. And she's instigating her husband to make him jealous. It's like crazy shit, man.
Oh, they just want to.
But as far as like crazy stuff, the worst stuff that I ever had was in foreclosures that I do. Like I've had crackheads in the houses like try to freaking do crazy shit to me. I found a guy half dead in a basement. A lot of crazy shit.
Half doesn't count.
What you meant to say was you found a guy alive.
No, I thought he was dead. And as I'm calling up the police, the guy jumps up and freaking runs at me.
That's a zombie, bro. We call that a zombie.
Yeah, I thought I thought I was going to be a zombie after he bit me.
As Chris, the comic vet, recently learned, he was only mostly dead, which isn't quite the same as all dead.
It's definitely not the same.
All I know is I shit my freaking pants that day, man. I thought I was going to freaking die. You know, no lights with a flashlight. You see somebody's eyes shining in the thing on the floor.
Nick says half counts.
No, half doesn't count.
Catch you later, guys. I'm gonna go to bed.
All right, buddy. Have a good night, my dude.
Thanks for letting me hang out.
Absolutely.
Shout out to your shirt.
Thanks for filling in for Mad Spidey.
Yeah.
A token Australian. See, CJ, if you were wearing that DJ Links t-shirt, you would have had none of those problems. That crackhead would have ran at you, and he would have been deflected by your force field.
And maybe I should have wore your DJ Links t-shirt the other day when I was in Brooklyn. I was in a 6 family that was abandoned and gutted out, and a bunch of bums were squatting in it.
Where in Brooklyn?
Brian has a good question.
4th Avenue.
4th Avenue.
4th Avenue and 78th Street, something like that.
Oh, that's pretty far from me.
Yeah. Freaking the whole thing was gutted. It smelled like piss. They're sitting in there, camping out. They had like a little freaking gas-fired propane gas grill things. What did Brian say? I didn't read it.
He said, did the half-dead guy end up buying the house?
Yeah. he almost lost me the freaking job because
Good morning, Kyle.
You want to hear how bad you know how fucked up banks are? This is how fucked up. I was 18 years old when that happened. 19. I was 19 years old when that happened. They sent me into an abandoned house to go take pictures and qualify the house to see what condition it was in.
Mm-hmm.
I see the guy on there. I didn't know what to do at that point. I'm a stupid kid, whatever the case. I call up the bank the asset manager, and I say, listen, I think there's somebody dead in here. I think I have to call the cops. The guy's like, just walk out and don't call the cops. I'm like, dude, what do they think I killed the guy? You know, he's like, just walk out and go. I'm like, fuck this. I'm gonna call the fucking the cop. Thank God the guy ran. Ran away before the cops came, because you know it's crazy shit. And the guy's like, don't ever do that again. You'll never get a job from us. I was like, fuck this, man. I hate you people, man.
Are you still trying to establish an alibi for a 30-year-old crime?
No, the guy's alive. I mean, maybe he's dead now. Probably dead now, but you know.
Craig has another really important question for you.
Sure. Ask me a question.
It says, was it really a half-dead guy, or is it just a mirror?
If it was me, he wouldn't be half dead. You know how much fat I have on me, man. I'm lovely. You know, you think I'm alive? This guy looked like he came out of Night of the Living Dead, man.
Now I want to watch Night of the Living Dead.
Well, us younger people don't get that reference. We would have said Walking Dead or something.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm just joking.
Young bucks.
I apologize, my attempt at trolling failed miserably right there.
No, I get it all the time. Everybody thinks I'm an old freaking bastard, even though I'm semi-old. I'm not that freaking old. You know, I'm only freaking 45 years old, damn it.
No way.
Yeah. Not that fucking old.
What, in the multiverse?
Dude, I'm only 45 years old. I might look like I'm 100, but I'm freaking 45 years old.
Oh,
Well,
shit.
That's what happens when you have a freaking crazy wife. She makes you old, you know?
Makes me happy I stayed away from the hard stuff.
Yeah, well, that'll do it for you, you know?
Crack is a hell of a drug.
Yeah, I guess Journey sat down with that crackhead, and we know what happens after that.
Well, I went to go get my stuff back from him. That was the problem. You know? And he ran off with it.
The Rocket keeps calling me.
I got a cheeseburger, you know?
Wow. I'll suck your dick. All right.
Clip it right now.
No,
Mark
Yeah,
the time.
that's 1:19:52.
I hate you guys.
DJ's just making it easy.
Hey,
I
wait
hate
a
you
minute.
guys.
My hair looks like shit. You know what? I'm going for like the Wet Bandit.
You guys got a big show up tonight?
In the mix tonight at 9. Yeah.
And you now know what you get if you show up.
Hey guys, you know what you guys should do if you can, either when it's live or it's on the replay. I think K-pop's doing her show. She's starting her live streams again.
Oh yeah, she's doing her art show. It's going to be her first stream.
Yes, at 6 p.m. It'll be good to give her some support. She goes on everybody's channels, gives everybody support.
When is she going live?
Today at 6 p.m.
6 p.m. Eastern?
Yes.
And she's going to have an artist on, and they're going to interview him. It's a webtoon artist.
Nice. Damn, Bert. Bert says.
Dude, what is wrong with
Oh, let me ask you, what the hell's going on with the world? This is like the second time this week I'm on the same stream with freaking Kyle.
Yo, Kyle, real quick, what are you doing with that book right there?
Kyle.
What am I doing with it? I'm trying to figure out what cover it is. Can you help me out?
Let me see. What's the title? So obviously,
Electra. It's a hip hop cover. 1 second. Let me turn my light on.
Jay-Z, American Gangster.
Thank you, sir. You saved me some freaking time. I couldn't figure it out. I recognize it. I just.
Good morning,
It's
Lady L.
All right, I'm gonna jump
It's
off. Yeah, Jay-Z,
tough
American
one.
Gangster.
All right, cool. Thank you.
Good morning, Steve Rose.
I gotta get ready for 9 o'clock. I'll probably hop on after.
Sweet.
Hopefully, Journey's going by then.
I will be going, but I'm getting ready to leave right now. So I'll be over in a couple of minutes.
Send my love to all those crackheads, bro.
Where's
You
all
got
our
it, my man.
regular Friday morning crew today there?
I'll bring you back some souvenirs from my next
There's a bunch of
crack house.
losers or what?
Which ones?
Oh, usually we have Mad Spidey, who's probably asleep, but
He's been off and on more recently. He hadn't been. He used to be on every.
Tyler, Comic Viking,
Where's Tyler, by the way?
Burke.
I don't know.
Not Burke. Burke's not on. What am I saying? Not Burke. He's in the chat. We don't want him anyways. He's hard, so you know.
I'm sitting here like with everything in my cart, getting ready to hit checkout, and I'm like second guessing. Do I want to buy it now or later for the McFarlane's DC Multiverse, the Dark Knight set that they did with Batman, Joker, Scarecrow, and Two-Face, and it's a Build-A-Figure Bane. Like,
Wow, we spend money. We put different things in our shopping carts. You and I.
Yeah, I don't buy dildos, Rob.
No, I.
You get them for free?
Yeah, yesterday I'm sitting there like, I got an email from like my cable company saying, "Oh, hey, we've upgraded your speeds in your area, but your equipment can't handle it. So you need to get a new modem. Here's what we'd like to rent you." And I said, "No, you can't rent me shit, but I'll go buy a new modem and buy a new modem so I can get."
Yeah, I have that already though. I'm good.
Well, I replaced mine about a
kids.
year ago because it was up to 800 megabits per second, but now they got me 1.5 gigabits. So now I have to upgrade to another modem that can handle 2 gigabits or better. So
Well, what Ethernet do you have? Is it one?
I have gigabit Ethernet throughout the house, a gigabit router. Everything I've done has been all set up for gigabit speeds internally. And so the throttle part in my system has been the pipe that comes into the house. So
Your throttle pipe?
No, I think figuratively it's a pipe.
He's referring to my plumbing experience, so he's putting it in terminology that I understand.
If you have a 6-inch water main, you can't distribute to an entire neighborhood. Whatever. But So
I got the set. I got the
Yeah.
set.
cool.
I-
But so
I
yeah,
went-
How much did it cost?
It was the bottleneck. Well, the router is normally like a $300 router or modem,
No,
rather.
no, no. I was asking Mark how much you just spent.
I assume so.
Oh.
It was 103.76 after tax and shipping because like I know a discount code that seems to never expire for the shop.
Nice.
Where'd you order from?
I order straight off McFarland because I like to give them my business. I'm a McFarland loyalist.
I have 2
I
gigabit.
don't know if it's the cheapest option out there because I know there's some other like what is it called, the Big Bad Toy Store that orders in bulk from places and does deals and stuff, but they're on sale to begin with. Like there's like a small sale attached to them versus full price, and then you can hit it with that 10% off. Shipping's always expensive, but you're shipping a big box. You know how shipping goes with stuff.
Kyle, you got 2 gigabits in your place?
At least the cord for it, yeah.
Oh, the internal. You're wiring internally, but
Yeah.
yeah, I mean that's the stuff that's
What I'm
actually
getting from the internet supplier is not that though.
Yeah.
So.
That's what I was going to say. Like, that's fast if you're getting that.
Fortunately, I found that, like I said, the modem to handle up to 2 gigabits that's compatible. It's normally like $300, but I found they had some factory refurbished ones for $1.50. So I'm like,
Gotcha.
I'll pay half price for a refurbished one, and know that if it doesn't work, I still have my current modem, and I can always send that one back.
Why do you need that much speed? Like, what are you trying to do?
Well, I like to utilize everything that I'm paying for. First of all.
Okay.
And, secondly, like we have stuff when you're downloading or uploading videos, and my wife's streaming video games, and you're watching TV and you're doing all this stuff. Having the bandwidth is all.
That's fair.
Nice.
I was doing it so that I can install a network an NAS network attached storage system.
Yeah, I have network attached storage as well, but I mean, most of the stuff we do just for local, certain stuff goes on the local storage. Most stuff goes to the cloud, though. We do a lot of stuff stored on the cloud network. So
yeah, I mean, I was trying to weigh my options whether I pay for like storage from like Google and stuff like that, or I just make my own storage. But then it just becomes a power consumption.
Did you say you make your own storage?
Yeah, you buy a bunch of
you can build your own set up for
like I can have a network that's attached to my modem essentially, where I just have a bunch of like storage devices attached to it.
Like your own storage,
and then you can
like external hard drives and stuff like that.
Exactly. Yeah, but it's more of like an actual system.
Yeah.
I just don't know how to really explain it properly.
It's called a network attached storage, but when you set it up, you can also have them configured where you can then access them remotely, so you don't have to be on site. But typically they're typically they're limited to on site. The advantage is it's more secure because if you're putting your personal stuff on there, because it's attached to your network and it's isolated with a firewall, it should be more secure versus the cloud storage. You're relying on other people and
I just don't want my nudes leaked when I become a celebrity.
Right.
They don't call those things network raids anymore.
Yeah, sometimes I'll refer to them as that. But
raid is the setup.
Yeah.
Well, that's how I remember. Like, I used to do that, but actually, I haven't touched anything like that in years. We used to put the boxes together where we had to pull out hard drives.
Yeah. RAID is just the configuration.
Kyle, I got so much damn cloud storage space that's available to me between, I'm grandfathered in on some stuff that gives me terabytes of cloud storage space.
I have I have the OneDrive thing edition. Mm-hmm. Like I pay like 99 cents a month, and I don't know how much extra storage I get, but I got that because my wife needed it. I have you remember when they first started doing the local guide stuff, Rob? like where they ask people that are like taking pictures to upload them to Google review sites and to they
Yeah,
give
and then they give you like an update at the end of the month. Your local reviews
but
have
like
had this much
when they first started
influence.
doing it, they heavily incentivized it because they wanted to really expand how much information they were offering to people from actual people. So if you uploaded photos, they would give you this many points. If you just hit the star rating, they'd give you 3 points. But if you added text to it, and actually gave a detailed review, you would get 10 points. And at the end of the month, like Kyle said, they would give you a rundown of what you got, but then they would give you target goals. If you get this many points, you hit this tier, that tier, and then they give you free shit. Like they gave me a free Google Home speaker, which is in Finn's room. Like they even let you pick what color. It wasn't just like, here's our overstock. Like right when they did the light blue, the salmon, and the black, when they came out with the other colors for the minis, they gave me a free one of those. They gave me free unlimited cloud storage early on. So I get like the Google Drive stuff like uncapped. Normally I think it's like 15 gigs or something.
Yeah, so I mean,
I don't
so
have
I
a cap on mine.
utilize both. So right, obviously Google Drive I use a tremendous amount. I do for my main one, for my main account, I have a significant. I think I have about a terabyte or stuff from them because
yes, it does.
I'm grandfathered in from certain things that I had when they used to give out all kinds of bonuses, but then also I was paying very early on when you didn't have to, and they've grandfathered me in, so I pay like $1.99 a month for like a terabyte or something. But I also have the same thing that was with the OneDrive. My OneDrive, there was a very small window when they first started doing their subscription for the Office suite, that when you signed up for the family plan, they gave everybody on your account 1 terabyte of cloud storage, and then later on they realized that was way too much storage to give to everybody, and they cut it back. But if you're on that, as long as you continue to pay your subscription, you continue to get that. So I have like 6 accounts set up that each have a terabyte, so I have 6 terabytes of cloud storage from Microsoft as well too. But
it adds up. I gotta head out, guys.
There's a lot of places to stick photos and videos and stuff.
See you later, CJ.
Bye,
Have a good day, guys.
I take these, man.
Don't let any crackheads get you.
Gotta go pay some bills.
Exactly. Plus with Google, because I use like their Google phone or something, like every time I re-up that stuff, they always turn around and go, okay, you get unlimited pictures uploaded for free at high resolution or whatnot, because I'm using their phones or something. So it's all, and that's where most of your storage gets consumed, is in pictures and videos. So
is it bad that I have no idea how many bytes or bits or anything? It's whatever my wife purchased is what we have.
if it's more than you need, then that's all that really matters, right?
Yeah,
because I can sit here and say, oh yeah, I got like 12 terabytes of space, but if I'm using 2 megabytes, so what difference does it make?
Yeah, I mean,
it doesn't make me better.
Everything in the house is basically whatever she set up.
Yeah. It doesn't make me better. It doesn't make me anything else. It just means I have more empty space.
I need to know if you're sponsored by Whatnot, Rob.
Whatnot? Why would I be sponsored by Whatnot?
Yeah.
It's okay. I just wanted to know.
So evidently,
the answer is no, Kyle. I have nothing to do with Whatnot.
Yeah.
I haven't bought from them in probably a year, and I haven't even logged into the portal, their site or whatever, for I don't even know when the last time it was. It's been a while.
I used to use Whatnot to pick up Funko Pops really cheap.
I used to occasionally watch, like Alan May's channel, try to pick up a couple dollar books here and there for the giveaway box. But to be honest, I just hate that platform so much because I can't stand having so every time I buy a book, it's a separate transaction that goes.
Yeah.
Then it causes my credit card to freeze because it sees too many small dollar transactions and thinks I'm getting probed for security things. So it won't allow my charges to go through, and I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that part either. And now, like, they call it like charge shipping on every purchase or something like that.
I don't know.
It's crazy. I mean, the last set I bought from Alan, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to do this anymore. I mean, it's very convenient, but I don't know.
Yeah, they do. They charge you shipping like constantly.
Yeah.
Drax says he's sponsored by Butt Pot.
Drax, man, Drax crushed it. He was on. Who were you on last Saturday? I think it was Raging Cajun's channel. Drax showed some fire on that channel. Some fire books. So, yeah, I was digging through because it's raining and I can't go out and dig. I was digging through my boxes, and I knew I had some of these books, and I just didn't know where they were. And it's just because of the Michael Turner art. I remember
big, but I don't have control.
It's okay. It's the Batman Superman, which I didn't even read, but that Michael Turner art, man. I mean, that's $1.95 for that book, man. I loved it, and you know they're sweet. They're sweet covers.
So the wife just called me and said, "Hey, Finn doesn't have school today. She took him to school on her way to work, and he doesn't have school."
So you have to go stay. Now you have to go to her work to go pick him up.
Yeah, I just got monkey dress. I'm about to have to do that probably.
Nice.
I'm seeing if she has time to bring him home. She was calling work. She called me to tell me, I'm like, "Have you called work yet?" She goes, "No, I called you." I'm like, "You don't work for me." Hey.
Aw. Hey.
He laughed at me and said, "Okay."
All right. Well, I'll see you when you get here then. I'll meet you out there to snatch him out of the car.
Tell Kyle hi.
Tuck and roll.
Everyone says hey.
No, just me.
Tuck and roll. Tell him to tuck and roll.
They said just make him tuck and roll. When you drive by. You just slow down. You just don't have to come to a complete stop or it defeats the purpose.
Right.
I introduced Reading Rainbow on the way to school and he really likes it.
Oh, that's good.
I know, it makes me happy. I love Reading Rainbow.
But don't take my word for it.
Reading Rainbow.
All right. I love you. Bye.
Love you, bye.
Didn't realize he didn't have school. That's great.
Yeah, but I didn't either. Like she's on the email list with the teacher stuff.
No,
I keep
no school on Monday either, though.
That's what she just said.
Right. Yeah. President's Day.
A holiday. Yeah.
So they get a 4-day weekend?
Yeah, because the teachers have to have I think
certain number of in-service days are part of their contract.
Yeah,
so they piggyback an in-service day.
Work days and stuff.
Right, they piggyback an in-service day with the holiday. We're out here, we do it. This is actually famously next week in my neck is called Ski Week because that's the informal name because they take their President's Day and something else and some in-service days and put it together, and so they end up having the whole week off next week.
Right.
Not to be confused with spring break because they'll still have spring break.
Right.
So it's they officially call it midwinter break.
Yeah, it's a California
holiday. Traditionally everybody goes up to the Sierras, up to Tahoe and stuff to go skiing this week, next week. So
when we
first turned into a pizza buffet lunch day, that's all I know.
Yeah, when we first moved up here, the area that I live in was. Well, it's not like it used to be 20 years ago. It's very rural, still very farmy. And, the fair, the county fair was a big deal. Yeah. I mean, big deal. And I didn't realize, I'm like, what are all these kids doing off in the middle of the week? Well, they're all like farm kids and they go and they work at the state, at the county fair and they take the entire week off. And then on Friday, everybody gets off from school. And I'm like, that's not normal. And she's like, yeah, no, it's just in this county. And I was like, what? Because my kids were like, hey, I don't have to go to school today. And I was like, why? It's fair week. And I was like, oh, crap. So it's, you got ski week, we got fair week. It's
you got to take your pig down to the fair.
I'm not kidding, man. Those people don't play. I mean, when we went to the fair, it was insane how much time and effort but some of those animals sell for a couple of grand. I mean, you've been cultivating that all from the time it was born. You're going to sell it at the fair and get a good chunk of money.
That's right.
What kind of animal?
Yeah, and it was usually just like cows, pigs, and there was some alpaca. There was it was a couple of alpaca. I remember that one lady, she had some beautiful alpacas, and You know,
What's the difference between a beautiful one and an ugly one?
yeah, I don't know.
Spits and swallows.
The one lady said it's a beautiful alpaca, and I said, okay, it's beautiful. So I'm just using what she said. It's
Justin
beautiful. Justin
Yo,
said,
in
I
all
don't want to talk
sincerity,
about
I
that.
wanted to get like a radiated tortoise. That's a type of turtle
Yeah.
that only gets to maybe about 1.5 feet from like the shell to shell, long ways.
Did you say radius or radiated?
Radiated tortoise. That way it can like hang out in the backyard. You know what I'm saying? But like if I want to, I can pick him up and bring him inside. Like I've had pet turtles my whole life, but I want like a tortoise big enough to let him roam my backyard.
I don't know what it was that John and I found in the woods one time, but it was the biggest turtle I'd ever seen. And we put it in one of those metal shopping carts.
Jim is speaking my language.
From Safeway. And thinking this thing will never climb out. That some bitch climbed out and was gone the next day. We were like, where the hell did that turtle go? I mean, I just couldn't
He got turtle power.
Yeah, I mean, we should have known better. But that thing was huge snapping turtle. I mean, I would put my
get a
hands
snapper. I would probably just because like I have a
he's want a tortoise.
I've got like a turtle pen in my backyard, which it's not as complex as it sounds. Like now we had a sandbox when I was a kid, and we still have it. And the sandbox when I was a kid was just 4 wooden walls and a little top edge, so some of the sand doesn't kick out as easy and just sats on the ground.
We had that
so
too.
Like growing up, my turtles would just be in that, like, and they can just walk around and roam however they want inside there. And in the wintertime, they do what they do and they burrow down. And what we would do is every time we would cut the grass, we would cut the grass and we would get the turtle pen, pick it up and move it to where it was fresh cut. And then just, so they were constantly moving every couple of weeks.
Right.
I would just kind of want to do the same concept, but for the bigger turtle, just put up a little walled off area. And just
my kids, that was the first thing I did when we moved in this house. Practically was build a 25 square foot sandbox for the kids to play in.
That's pretty big.
It's 5 foot by 5 foot. It's not really
That's not as big. Yeah.
It sounds big, don't it?
Yeah. So this one's a 20 square foot thing. I think this one's 4 by 4.
4. Yeah.
4, 16 square foot then.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. Math.
But you get nice setup for your tortoise. Yeah. You get one of those.
These two. That's insane. No, man. I was telling them, Mark, I got these at Second and Charles for like $1.95, and I just love the Michael Turner covers more than anything.
Oh, absolutely.
People have been like posting, "Oh, it's like $20 book now." I'm like, get the F out of here! It's not a $20 book.
Yeah, I seen somebody post them for like
95,
like 3 of them for $65, and he put first appearance of Kara Zor-El. I'm like, what?
Yeah, I saw something like
y'all,
that.
Y'all lying bastards.
Yeah, they wanted, and then these were the trades, the trade that I bought for at the half price bookstore. But I really just wanted to read the story. Yeah, I just wanted to read the story.
Corrupted by Dark Side and
oof, I know. And Power Girl. Oh my God, Power Girl's amazing in this. So that's it.
That Supergirl series that ran out of that series too. Like her own series started right after that. It has beautiful Michael Turner art.
Mm-hmm.
I've got I remember when those first came out. Like I was in 12th grade. I remember buying the sketch variant for the Supergirl #1 the Wednesday it came out. That's when I was working at the LCS still, back in the day.
Good stuff.
Beckerman, can you help me out? What are Power Girl's powers? I'm not very familiar with that
Supergirl,
character.
Supergirl from Earth 2.
Yeah.
But because she lives on Earth 1 and there's already a Supergirl here, she goes by the name Power Girl.
Okay.
Yep. Same person, they just use different names.
But isn't like Supergirl like a little more stronger than she is or something like that? I'm trying to remember how the
exact same power sets.
Exact same person. I would actually put
one
my
is
money
just
on
a little
Power
more
Girl.
person than the other.
Yeah.
If they actually had to like do a celebrity death battle thing, I would put my money on Power Girl because she's got a lot more pent up rage and loss in there. She's watched numerous deaths of her
right.
For a Krypton, of Argo City, of Earth 2, like she's She's so out of time and place.
It's got more pent up
Fantastic.
energy.
The answer to that question is twofold. One, they're not the same person, but more importantly, one was drawn by an artist who just kept pushing the envelope back in the day to find out who the hell, how big can he make them before the frickin' DC says, "What the fuck are you doing?"
Rob, did
What
you
are we-
replace your copy yet of
What?
All Star that came in tampered with?
No, no, I did not.
Supergirl in the new Flash movie is Kara. It's Kara from the Flashpoint universe. So like you got to keep in mind like all the events that you see with Zod, with Kara, with Michael Keaton's Batman. These are all they characters that look familiar, but this is going to be the first time seeing them in this universe that's created from Barry altering the timeline. Just like in the comics Flashpoint, you meet Thomas Wayne and you have the Amazons and the Atlanteans at war. You see Aquaman and Wonder Woman, but it's specific to this tampered with timeline. They're a result of meddling.
Good response, Rob.
I wish DJ was still here. He could answer most of my hip hop cover questions. There's like 5 of them that I don't know which ones they are.
Definitely not me. Definitely not me. I got one the other day in a mystery box, and I was going, "Oh, look, it's a hip hop cover," and I'm like, "Wait a minute, it's not a hip hop cover, you moron. It's a rock cover." And the whole
You
video,
got
I'm
the
going,
rock and roll one?
yeah, it's a hip hop cover. And I look at it after I made the video, and I was like, I'm just going to put up a little disclaimer, not hip hop.
That's what I do all the time. I say things and then I realize I'm watching them in post and I'm going, "Oh wait, that's not true."
That's not hip hop at all.
Or I look it up. Like the other day, I was unboxing a mystery box. I go, "Oh, this is the first cameo of so and so." And then like I'm doing my stuff in post. I'm all, "Oh no, actually, it's not the cameo. That's the first full blown appearance." Oh well, I'll fix it in post with a little word.
Little disclaimer there.
I'm an idiot.
I'm just hoping we visit Halle Berry's Catwoman universe. All joking aside, like when we get the scene of the Berries running through hyper time and they're showing us the images and the Easter eggs, I hope they hit everything. I hope we see Halle Berry's Catwoman up there. We know we're supposed to be getting Christopher Reeve in that capacity. I hope we see the Dark Knight, all that.
John Wesley Shipp.
Yeah, it'd be awesome to get John Wesley Shipp in there. It would be awesome if they let him wear his J outfit and just acknowledge the Arrowverse, just like the Arrowverse acknowledged the films during Crisis. You don't have to give him a big part or anything, but show Jay Garrett in some capacity. That would be
that would be dope.
That'd be a pop moment. I'm not an Arrowverse fan, but John Wesley Shipp just transcends that, especially in Stargirl when he showed up at the end of Stargirl. Holy shit, that was it. That was it. I'm like, yeah, yes.
Get Eartha Kitt, Catwoman.
and John Wesley Shipp, he has that look too. Like he's got that natural look for Jay Garrett. He really does.
Is his last name Ship or is he an actual ship? Because I'm a little confused here.
I'm pretty sure
his actual.
He's an actual ship. I think.
Got it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, he was constructed during the 30s, used in World War II against the Japanese. He survived the bombing at Pearl Harbor, and then has managed to stay current through a little retrofits here and there. His hull is solid, and there you go.
Are we going to see any Jokers? Here's a fun fan theory to think about in the original Flashpoint story. When he alters the timeline and he goes to the Flashpoint universe, he meets Batman, but it's not Bruce Wayne Batman. It's Thomas Wayne. It's his father. In the Flashpoint universe, Bruce died in the alley, and his dad became this Punisher-style Batman, hard on villains, carrying guns, this and that. And Martha Wayne went crazy from grief, and she became that universe's Joker pretty much. So that would be interesting to see if this Michael Keaton Batman that we're getting, is it Bruce Wayne? Is it Thomas Wayne? We saw a couple of the images of him in front of the control panel flipping the power switch with that crazy maniacal look on his face. Is this going to be Bruce Wayne but acting like Thomas did in the comics? Who knows? Who knows? The sky's the limit with this. And that was the first trailer. We know that Dark Flash is the actual villain of the film. They didn't even show him in the trailer. So that all that fight with Zod, that's not even the big finale.
It's going to be a lot going on.
I can't
for sure.
I saw the trailer on the big screen last night when I went and watched Ant-Man. It looks so damn good.
Yeah, it's nasty out today. I already said something to my son about let's go see Ant-Man. They're running that all day, and I'd like to catch it in the matinee before it gets too busy. So that's on the list of things to do
I
today.
thought it was fun.
Yeah, that's I heard. I've heard from a couple of different people reviewing it. Said they enjoyed it.
I think it's weird seeing like the response from like the critics and the response from a lot of the bigger social media people on Twitter and Instagram and stuff. Like it looks like Marvel fatigue is setting in heavily for a lot of those people because this was not outside the realm of like acceptable Disney stuff that they normally put out. Like I don't see where this was anything like the response that Eternals got or anything. And I don't know, it seemed very on brand for the Ant-Man franchise.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. I always thought that Ant-Man was a little off of what their normal setup was like anyway. I watched 1 and 2 last weekend and thought, this is just different. It's a different character. He does his own thing. He's connected, but not fully connected. Yeah,
I'm one of the few people I think that enjoyed Ant-Man too. Like the Guardians, I enjoy all of those, and I've enjoyed all the Ant-Man stuff. And I think it's because like I hate this watered down, over campy, stupid joke MCU.
You mean the one that was created by Ragnarok?
But please don't get me started. Anyway, I think that works for the Guardians subgenre as well as the Ant-Man subgenre. You have Paul Rudd as your lead.
Yeah.
And then you look at Guardians, and Guardians is really like the spark that ignited that. They saw that huge feedback and success from that they wanted to paint everything with that brush. So I don't think that a Thor movie should have those same tones and vibes, but Ant-Man should be comical. He's fun. Like I was in a panel listening to Stan Lee talk about how it's funny that they're actually making an Ant-Man movie. He couldn't believe it. So of course it would be funny.
Yeah, for sure. You better go get Finn. He's
Yeah,
gonna tuck and roll for sure.
You got the toot.
Hip hop variant.
Oh, thank you.
Definitely a hip hop variant. She dropped some hard stuff.
Hip hop variant.
Yeah.
Hip hop variant. Hip hop variant.
Oh my god, that's terrible.
Hip hop variant.
Did you get this?
Where's mine? I'm gonna show you mine.
Hip hop variant. Hip hop variant.
Okay, Caroline. Did you go and get this box to troll me? Because
yeah. Here you go, Kyle. Here's the hip hop variant that I thought was the hip hop variant right here.
Oh no.
I'm going, hey, look at this cool hip hop variant. And I was like, wait a minute.
Nirvana.
That's Nirvana. That's not hip hop at all.
Hip hop variant.
Oh, it's Comic Vet.
Yeah,
Comic Vet variant.
It is a Comic Vet.
Back when he had hair.
Comic Vet. I need to get his address.
Yeah.
Or can I just send Comic Vet Canada and it'll get to him?
If you just ship it to Canada and just
they know everybody.
Yeah, it goes where it goes.
Hip hop variant. Hold on. Hip hop variant.
I have so many Facebooks for some reason.
Hip hop variant.
Gotta have faith.
Hold on, let's see. We got some AOC hip hop variant. I know everybody loves her so much.
Didn't she just put out a new hit documentary?
No, I did not. What's it about? Her hip hop variant.
I have that one. The Keen Spot. Do you like the Keen Spot titles? Because like their interiors are pretty rough.
So some of them I only have a couple of Keen Spots, and they were ones that I found for like 50 cents in the 50-cent bin, like Donald Who Laughed. Like it's absurd. It's stupid. So one of my favorite things to do is to collect famous contemporaries, politicians, celebrities that appear on comics or whatever. And this one Tacoma gave me, but it doesn't have a famous person, but it has the Elizabeth Warren, nevertheless, she persisted. Just like goofy shit like that. Like, why does this even exist? Why does this exist? It shouldn't, but it does.
So
And
that
because
you
it
can
Yeah.
hold
does,
it in your hand.
I
Yeah.
own it. It's real.
There you go.
Therefore, it exists.
From Valiant.
I'm so stupid. I know.
Most of the ones that I have, you've already showed, so I don't think I can
Yeah.
expand your collection.
Yeah, I enjoy it. Even from like going back, so the Avengers 239 has Dave Letterman on the cover, and then I have the new West Coast Avengers #4 is kind of like an homage to that cover, except it's got Jimmy Kimmel on it with the West Coast Avengers, which is
Gotcha.
super fun. Yeah, but Marvel sucks. What did you think about Ant-Man, Mark? Did it suck?
I don't want to get into it because like it comes out today technically. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
man.
I didn't know because I know that old boy TM saw it last night and you saw
Yeah,
it.
so did I. Yeah, a lot of people. I don't. A
A
few
lot of people saw it.
Hey, let me tell you what. Not a lot of people saw it here. When there's, you can count on.
You said
like, me
9
and my wife
people.
could count everybody.
You said
Well, there
there
was like
9 people. 9
there was
tickets.
like 9 people when I bought my tickets, and I bought them like what 2 days ahead, I think it was. And so when I got there, there was probably like 8-9 people behind us, and probably about 8-9 people in front of us, and that was it. Nobody on our row, which is, I mean, that's crazy to think, to be honest with you. Now, my friend Brent, who lives in Charleston, South Carolina, a little piece up the road, he said he was going to get tickets for Thursday night, but he was going to go later in the night. He said it was just filling up too much, and he didn't feel like being in there in a big crowd. So he
Really?
just got him for this morning. So it's got to be a geographical thing, because when I went and saw Wakanda Forgettable, that shit was empty on a Friday night. I mean, it wasn't dead empty, but it wasn't half full on a premiere night on a Friday night.
Yeah.
Did you just say that people have issues getting across rivers and over mountains to go see movies?
Yes.
I don't think so.
You said geographical.
Yeah, different places have like like different theaters perform
Different obstacles.
Right.
There's like an old lady crossing the road and they just can't go to the movie theater anymore.
There is wildfires. You know that.
Population density.
Got it.
Why has no one mentioned the creepy fucking mannequin behind Kyle yet? What is happening?
It's not creepy.
Thought it was his girlfriend. I just left it alone.
I thought he was going to be a contestant on Project Runway, and that was one of his entries.
It could be.
Are you making your next
really nice
outfit for your next post? What's
No,
happening?
I'm at my friend's house. She's making a dress though.
But what's the baby in the mirror thing? The little weird.
Oh, that was my next question.
Like a pig baby.
That's an S&W dragon.
Okay.
What is?
Of course it is. That's what my note.
It's a pink dragon wearing like leather. It's really funny.
Lord.
It's S&M, not
S&M. S&W, sorry. I was trying to think Rihanna was on the Super Bowl, so I was like, chains and whips excite me.
Why was she like whipping it, but she had a baby bump? That was a little cognitive.
Because she whipped it.
Bothersome.
I just got tired of her touching her lady parts the entire time.
She was caressing the baby.
But she is.
That's how that works?
She's pregnant though, right?
Oh shit!
Yeah,
Wait,
she's caressing the baby.
To go back to your question, though, not getting into spoilers, I can completely understand like the critics' take on it. I haven't read like all the reviews, but just seeing the Rotten Tomato score, I can completely understand that. There is plenty from like a film angle, like an objective film angle, that you can just absolutely rip this movie to shreds easily.
That's what I kind of read on quite a few.
Now this is me. You know, I don't give Disney a free pass on shit. You know what I mean? I really
But
don't.
you give DC a free pass, correct?
No, not at all. But I had so much fun watching this.
Partial refunded.
I had so much fun watching this movie that come Sunday on the spoiler show, like I'll probably be defending it. You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes to the reviews, because I think that it's that's one of those things. Like with Wakanda, you could rip that movie to shreds as well from like a film angle, but the enjoyment factor was not there either. It didn't balance it because of the tone of the movie and stuff like that. That's different mileage for different people. I know.
Did Ant-Man die? Just say it. Did Ant-Man die? We need to know for somebody's bet. He's not going to tell.
Is TM involved in that bet?
Yeah.
Okay, because me and him were talking last night, and he said something about $20, and I didn't.
It's him and Marcus.
I didn't understand the context of
No,
it. And I didn't ask.
it's either him or Marcus or him and Norin Rad. But he's got a bet going. It's $20 on whether or not Ant-Man dies.
Y'all should probably watch the movie and see if you made money or not.
Good answer. Good answer.
Hey, does anybody know the set that they film most of the Marvel movies on? It has like it's like that dome thing where they create the CG stuff.
Is that here in Atlanta or here in Georgia? Is that like the Atlanta filming they're always doing?
It's the stuff they built for Mandalorian that now they're using for other stuff.
Okay,
yeah, it's a film set. I just forgot what it's called, and it's this big dome, and it's green. Basically, the performers, the actors, do their roles in like this dome.
I give Tom King a pass because everything he does with Marvel is good. He only
you don't have to give Tom King a pass. He just writes good shit.
That's my opinion. But like I said,
he
I read all of his Marvel.
Right?
Nick says Ant-Man died, but I don't think he's saying.
I think
that
Nick's fucking with us.
Yeah, he is.
Because Nick's like that.
I don't know where Ant-Man's a C-lister. Absolutely.
No, look. This Comic Journey just gave away his whole kink thing. He said he liked her. He liked Rihanna because she was a Kool-Aid.
No, last Sunday he couldn't type on a keyboard without typing the word Rihanna. It was insane.
What is she doing? Really, she's endangering her child. Blah 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 blah.
He loves it.
Have Kool-Aid babies with her.
Come on, man. Come on. We'll say, I mean,
he likes to
make that money.
He said he may or may not be messing with you. Go see the movie.
Well, I know.
I can't figure it out.
Nobody is gonna kill what's his face, Paul Rudd, because he's immortal.
He's a national.
I think that he's actually really come a long way from his acting skills. I didn't like his early stuff. It was just all campy and stuff.
Paul Rudd plays Paul Rudd.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying that like that has also developed
just
as well.
Like Clint Eastwood plays Clint Eastwood in every movie.
And Elvis played Elvis.
Dirty Harry in every movie.
And that's the same person. Dirty Harry and Clint Eastwood have.
I don't see Dirty Harry arguing with a stool.
Watch any Elvis movie. And
Dirty Harry probably has a better grasp and sense of patience than fucking Clint Eastwood does.
Well, I don't know. Clint, you got to think too. That man's like 98 years old. He's doing like, good for his age.
Yeah, and he's still getting bitches pregnant too, man.
Good for him.
Good job.
Those Extends pills are really working.
For what reason we need more baby Clint Eastwoods? I don't know.
I don't know. Scott Eastwood's cool as hell.
Who, Scott?
Yeah, the actor Scott Eastwood. That's his son. He's been in a lot of stuff.
I think I know who you're talking about. Let me just.
I need less John Travolta in my life.
Excuse me. That is not the Scrubs reunion I wanted.
Kyle, it is Scrubs reunion. It is called Stagecraft.
Stagecraft. Yeah. Okay, cool. Thank you very much.
Scott Eastwood's pretty cute.
I never watched Scrubs until John's like, "You need to sit and watch Scrubs." I was like, "All right, I got nothing to watch right now. I'll dip my toe in it." And then I was like, "Damn, now I can't stop watching it."
Here's my thing though. I can't stand Zach Braff. I think he's kind of a douchebag, and he thinks he's like God's greatest gift to comedy. And it's like, you're not that funny, dude. You're just a dick.
Good morning, Biggie.
Everybody's
morning.
Thank you so much, Rob.
If it makes you guys feel better, a lot of my dude friends are massive Scrubs fans. So my opinions are shit, and your opinions align more with like most people.
Well, can you can still enjoy Scrubs, but think that Zach Braff
I can because there are other great actors and really funny. There's a lot of funny stuff on Scrubs.
Yeah, Donald Faison's awesome.
But Zach Braff as a person, really, I don't have much tolerance for him. He's kind of a tool.
Biggie was giving me PTSD from when I was digging holes.
Yeah.
Digging holes.
They got a hell of an operation going here. I'd get closer to it, but it makes my shoes muddy.
What are they doing?
Oh, my mom's plumbing she lives up here in Columbus, and it's ancient plumbing, so she had to dig up her whole yard. It wasn't cheap. It was about the price of a Batman 1. So there you go.
Jesus.
Oh my
Batman 1 or
God.
Dirt? Which one do you want?
They got to do shit in the basement too. They're not done. They're not. We thought that we had a price, so it could possibly get more expensive. We're gonna find out later. The city's coming.
Sewer, water, or gas?
Sewer.
That's why it's expensive.
Oh, is it one of those old pipes that crumbled over time?
It's probably clay.
Yeah, they took them out. They don't look
it's
that
cast
bad.
iron. It's cast iron. It's just that
But it's
how old's your mother's house?
I think about 120, 100.
Yeah,
something like that.
You get in the ground for 120 years. Eventually, you'll start to crumble. I mean, it's
No, I
just
know.
part
Out
of what it is.
here, we had the houses in our neighborhood. They had the line out. They were.
I wonder what
great material they were, but they basically after about 25, 30 years, they started to crumble, and people had to do all kinds of work to pull them up and shit.
Yeah, you had them terracotta pipes.
I come up here to kind of help my mom. She's been stressed out, and as soon as I leave my town, it's the whole water. We knew it was coming. I took a bath the night before.
I like how Jim
the
makes that
Palestine
comment about getting the ground for 100 years, you'll deteriorate, but he pulls stuff out of the ground all the time that looks great.
Yeah, what are you talking about,
once I'm in the ground for 100 years, you don't want to pull me back out anyways. Trust me.
It's how about this? You put a metal in the ground and then constantly run water through it and keep it moist.
Depends on the metal.
Well, he showed it. It was cast iron.
Now these days too, they put stuff in the water to help from the deterioration process too.
Those are all old leaded joints too. They actually used a lead mold to get those joints to stick.
It's probably good that they added lead to the drinking water. There's probably no negative side effects of that. I can think.
No, that's sewer.
He's talking about the piping. So when I switched out, like my house is from the 50s, and when I went to take the toilet out of the bathroom downstairs, there was no wax seal. It was lead, and I had to sit there for like a couple hours with a hammer and chisel just to get that lead out because it was that's the way they sealed it back then. And I was,
it's called lead and oakum.
Yep. I'm not doing the next one. And so when my wife wanted the one upstairs changed, I said, call a plumber. I ain't doing that one. And he got in there and saw it was like, you heard him go, son of a bitch. I started laughing.
My least favorite part of being a plumber is when you go to family reunions and everybody wants unsolicited plumbing advice from you, and that's all you talk about the entire time.
So being a doctor.
Yeah, if you're a doctor too, yeah. Hey, I got this.
Look at this thing.
Yeah,
I have the
is that
same
infected?
problem. I have the same problem. People are always wanting to talk to me about lettering comics when I go to family functions.
Man, I bet.
That's what I'm saying. Isn't it annoying? Like, hey, can you tell me more about like your functions that you use for duplicating it throughout the comic? Like, I need to know these.
Justin, can you do calligraphy? Isn't that required to be a letterer? Come on, man.
I'm sure I could. I'm not saying it would look good.
Well, have you seen the book Freak Snow from Behemoth? That's a lettering masterpiece, right?
Yeah.
I tell you, I want it in wingdings.
Really?
So I'm hearing.
Look up
I'm
Freak
hearing
Snow.
that Kang was good. I'm hearing that Kang was good, and the rest of the movie was bad. How about y'all? Y'all heard anything yet?
That's basically
We're not talking about it yet.
I like Kang.
Other than Mark saying that he thinks you should go see it.
Right.
Yeah.
No, I think you should
I'm not talking about it. I'm just telling you that part. That's all I know.
Which movie is the High Evolutionary going to be in?
Guardians 3.
Yeah.
I am excited for that actor because I think he's really talented.
Three-Face?
I'll definitely say that Jonathan Majors is a top tier actor, period.
I can't wait to see him as he's gonna be the next Thanos. Like Kang is different, clearly, but he's gonna be the Phase 5 baddie, and so I can't wait to see how that evolves because I think he is really a great actor. I don't want to see him get mean.
The first thing I remember seeing him on was Lovecraft Country. I watched that as that came out on HBO Max, and that was
I've never seen him.
Holy
I don't think, except for in
go
Loki.
watch this episode 1 of Lovecraft Country, and you'll be absolutely hooked and in for the ride. It is awesome.
He went to like the UNC School of Fine Arts or acting or something. It was interesting.
I don't know where the hell he went, but he definitely paid attention.
Yeah.
Is he in any other TV shows or something
He's got
else? I
that.
don't know nothing about him.
He's got that X factor. Let me pull up his filmography.
Yeah, that's cool. I need to learn about the guy. I didn't like him in Loki. I didn't think it was that great, but
Well,
whatever.
keep in mind, like the character he's playing in Loki is not the same character you see him. He's not the same person you see him playing in.
That's
Ant-Man.
true. He says that he transformed at the end. You're right. That is
Well,
true.
it's not just that. Like you're talking about variants. Like variant. What you saw in Loki and what you see in Ant-Man, it's Kang, but it's variants of him, so he has to act differently.
Shouldn't that?
Dude, Kang's a scroll. I don't know what anybody's tripping on.
So he was in Lovecraft Country. He was in that new movie.
Get the fuck out of here, scroll head.
Nick Fury's a scroll, that's for sure.
So
Last
Biggie,
black
to
man.
answer your question, Biggie, it looks like he was in Lovecraft Country in 2020, and that's really where he hit the scene. Because his filmography has listed Loki, which you saw that brief appearance, Ant-Man, that movie that it's still in theaters, I believe, called Devotion. It's like the World War II fighter plane movie.
Right.
He was
And,
also in The Last Black Man in San Francisco. That one got a lot
That's
of.
not even listed here.
It's on Rotten Tomatoes.
He's in the Trial of the Seven. The
Here we go.
Chicago-
No, he's got earlier stuff. Here we go. The Last Black. I had to drop the thing down here. A movie called Jungle Land from 2019. I haven't seen. White Boy Rick from 2018, which I'm assuming those are obviously going to be smaller roles. Creed is the next big one that he'll be in, which Creed 3.
Yeah, he's jacked for that too.
I'll probably be going to see that one. That looks fantastic.
Yeah,
And this is the first one that's not going to be out of the Creed franchise, not going to be done by Stallone, I believe. This is actually directed by Michael B. Jordan, isn't it?
Yeah.
Or not directed by whoever did the first two. God, what is that guy's name who did Wakanda?
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Not Coogler.
Yeah, Ryan Coogler, right?
Yeah. Let me
That's
see.
That's the guy.
Ryan Coogler. Yeah, Coogler.
Yeah, story by Coogler, Ryan Coogler, and Keenan Coogler.
Bros, maybe.
Yeah. Michael B. Jordan's directing it though.
Yeah, he's directing this one.
Stallone's a producer on it. He's all right. I mean,
That's cool. He's gotten to
Justin,
get
I'm gonna
range
DM you
at
a
such-
link real
such
fast.
a young age.
Dude, it's just a good franchise.
What's a good franchise?
Adonis's story, the Creed franchise.
Creed. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm downstream of the Palestine shit, and it's like in the river. So I'm not gonna have drinking water for probably months. So that's fun.
So
That's crazy, Biggie.
Biggie,
I wasn't drinking anyway.
I'm actually upriver from you. I'm an hour and a half from East Palestine.
Okay.
Wow.
That does flow.
I'm also downriver from it.
Oh, you're downriver too. Oh, great.
Does that situation show you how few fucks the government gives about you?
If I didn't already realize.
Remember you said that.
I mean,
Remember you said that. I'm going to refer back to that in our long friendship ahead, Lady Fantastic.
oh, I don't have any qualms or like misgivings about the government really just doing a lot of talking and not doing shit for its people.
I would even go as far as to say it's the opposite. Instead of helping, they actively harm knowingly.
In some cases, I would definitely agree. In other cases, no. It's a grayscale like everything else. But I'm under no pretense that the people on Capitol Hill really give a fuck about anybody in Ohio or anywhere else other than themselves.
You know, I was reading an article. They're talking about the debt ceiling, and oh my God, we have to raise the debt ceiling so we can keep paying out, our military and Social Security, Medicare, and so forth. At no point. So now there's arguments to say, we have to control our spending, blah blah blah. But at no point did any of them talk about how are we not raising the limit for Social Security as far as there's a limit on Social Security. So if you make I think it's like 136,000 a year, that's it. You make over that, you don't pay Social Security. That little thing in your little check stub there that says Social Security, that disappears.
You make those rich fucks start giving.
That I'm just saying they could raise that up to a little bit higher, and they could continue to pay, and that would pay into it.
We don't have any arguments about who we need to tax. We need to tax the motherfuckers that are not getting taxed. We need to tax the motherfuckers who just got like a 20% tax break the last administration.
But at the same time,
there's no inflation. There's no there are no shortages. There's plenty of food. There's plenty of gas. People just want to make their own, and the middle class are getting the dick.
I'm tired of gas.
More importantly,
don't get me wrong.
The property owners in blue states are getting dicked.
Yeah.
Yes, you are. Yes, you are.
Yeah, but let me be clear.
I was just doing my taxes, and I'll tell you this. So I donated for Comics Curing Cancer. I donated over almost $4,000 worth of stuff and postage. You know how much of that I get to write off on my taxes?
$6.
Zero. Because I'm already capped over the 20K just by my state taxes and property
Green
taxes.
companies are regulated by the federal government, and they suck.
No. Yeah, the other thing to remember though, I'm not a big fan of hey, we're just gonna I'm sorry, we're just gonna let you slide on all your student loans. I'm not a big fan of that either.
No.
Because I had to pay for my I'm like, wait a minute. Nobody was around when I was still paying on that shit.
See, here's my problem is that, do you remember all of those write-offs during Corona, and so many people got away with fraud and just like free money from that?
Yeah, especially in California.
More people get pissed about the 10, 20 grand of the debt kids than they do about the hundreds and thousands of dollars that politicians walked away.
Right.
How
many of those fraud things are by people who are our fucking leaders? That's the fucking crazy part.
And when you think about the bailout, nobody called it welfare. It was fucking welfare. Nobody gets pissed off about that.
A lot of people called it.
I call it welfare because that's exactly. They never should have gotten bailed out, those car companies. It was their own fucking fault. But we bailed them out anyway, and more people want to rag on kids that are in gross debt through terrible lending practices by the government than they do on these corporations that knew better. All right. Yeah, we need ASMR now. Here, let me go.
This is ASMR for me. The too big to fail thing, especially with the banks, that's some ridiculously interesting stuff to look at. The 2008.
I love looking at that stuff.
Interesting.
A lot of evil shit happened.
Too big to fail. You see Too Big to Fail?
Yes, I did. I did.
Too Big to Fail, The Big Short, Inside Job. There's all kinds of stuff. But when you look at it, what's so cool is that it's so easy on the surface to say just let them fail, but then when you actually get into it, like the predatory practices with the lending and everything, you get past all that and you look at the bigger picture, you realize how interconnected this entire planet is. Our banks are not simply our banks anymore. They're world banks, whether they say they are or not. And it wasn't just our country making the call to let these banks fail. You had world leaders everywhere calling our country and contacting us saying like, what the fuck are y'all doing? You're about to collapse our entire country as well. If we fail, the world fails. That's here's the thing. Crazy.
Here's the thing. I'll tell you what caused the 2008 collapse. Greed. That's it.
Yes. Yeah. Plain and simple.
Yeah, no doubt.
So one of the
I don't think that was ever up for debate.
Fat Stacks, talk to us, Fat Stacks.
I say one of the things though that I want to counter though when you were talking about like the student loan thing though. Mm-hmm. Here's the thing. Yes, there's some crazy student loan stuff that was being done, and that was driven by the fact that university prices and stuff, college prices were going up through the roof and all this stuff, and have been. But the counterpiece to some of that is our own damn fault for forcing these kids to go to fucking university that don't necessarily need to be going to university. We have a billion fucking high paying trade jobs that are freaking ending, that are running out of people to fill the jobs because the people who have the skills are retiring, that nobody's doing, because we've spent a generations of time with kids telling them, if you don't go to college, you're a loser and you're going to amount to nothing, when in reality there's so much to do. And then
vocational
the people
jobs
who
make
then the people who can do the vocational jobs, we're not letting them in to the country from across the border who are willing to do those jobs, because we think, oh, they're going to take our jobs. If you got nobody fucking taking those
Took our
jobs,
jobs. South Park.
I mean, you know what? I
Let's
don't
get
mind.
naked and have a orgy
Bring up
together.
let those
Yeah, I
folks
agree.
from
I agree.
South America and Mexico on in if they want to do the crane operator, the welding
Yes.
jobs, the construction jobs, because
Yes.
apparently American kids don't want to do that because they've all been told you need to be an engineer or a lawyer or a doctor or
And
you're
they all
nothing.
have psychology degrees that ain't worth dick.
Right.
I mean, why the hell, you know,
You know
why
how
the
many
hell should
people with
somebody
psychology
spend
degrees are working in factories now? A fucking lot
well,
of
how
them.
many people need to really spend $80,000 or $100,000 on university or more so that way they can be a fucking liberal arts major or a fucking, or an English major or a freaking art major? I mean,
I don't know, man.
Wait a minute. I draw the line at art majors.
How's that working out for you? Are you
Here's the
making?
thing.
Are you making millions yet? Justin?
No. Here's the thing. I'm okay with that. All right. I'm okay with that. Justin, if you were an art major, you're doing what you wanted to do. Okay. You're not an art major that's over here, working at freaking Home Depot. Okay.
Right.
You went out and found a way to make your craft work for you. I don't care if you make $1 million, but
Right.
you're doing what you want to do and you're making a living, and that's fine.
But
that's my problem is these people get these degrees and then they don't do nothing with them.
Well, but also
How are you supposed
Justin,
to, though?
Justin, have you paid or are you paying your own tuition bills?
So there's this thing that
or are you hoping for government to bail you out? I'm sorry.
So I just did this thing where even before they were talking about loan forgiveness, I just stopped paying it to see what would happen.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so far, it's working out great.
Great.
So,
Whereas me,
I haven't had to pay a dime since I stopped paying.
Wild.
Whereas my brother and I,
Got a lot of toys.
we went through the fashion of our parents said, well, we can't afford to do that stuff. If you want to do, you got to figure out your own. So we went to the military and said, hey, you know what? You guys will help us out. Yeah, we'll help you out in exchange for this. And so, you know what? You pay for it with some service or whatever. I mean,
and that's what I was
my
going to
brother
say.
did. I mean, I took the minimum. I am changing course, but I mean, the Army paid for part of my stuff, and I fortunately didn't have to pay them back. But you know,
now here's a good. That's exactly right. So one of my friends' daughters went and got her degree, and in return for not having to pay for it, she did 3 years of teaching down in New Orleans.
Yeah.
And you know what? And they needed it. They needed it. She was a math teacher and they needed it. And she, New
Orleans got hit bad by Katrina, man. I was a student there.
Got some interesting stories out of it and everything. And I mean, but she did the right thing. She did it the way, a quid pro quo scenario, which I don't have a problem with. I think that's the way.
Or you could get good grades and get a full scholarship for academics.
Oh, that doesn't work.
But that's not as easy as everybody thinks.
My youngest graduated.
I'm pretty fucking stupid.
Look, my youngest graduated from high school with a 4.5 fucking GPA.
That's not even possible.
It is because 4.0. Look, the paper weighted 4.5 weighted a 4.0 a 4.0. No. Standard because they're AP courses and honors courses, they weight them differently. So on a weighted scale, it's a 4.5. On the normal scale, it's a 4.0. Okay.
I had a
4.0. Okay.
I had a 5.05.
My point is,
I'm dead serious. I graduated with a 5.05 weighted.
Rob's point is.
Wow, he looks so different without the headphones. I hope he wears them to Heroes.
Oh my God.
You made him mad, Kyle.
You're 4.5 and you're 0.1.
I haven't said. I said one thing. Are you kidding me? I said one fucking thing. Everybody else was talking over him.
I know.
I said one thing, and it no.
He got saucy. I don't know.
Saucy.
I don't know. Nick says you need a lot more than good grades, unfortunately.
You do.
Dude,
I
yeah.
sucked a
You have
lot
to
of
do
dicks.
some.
I sucked a lot of dicks. Okay, I'm good
Yeah.
at it.
Rob
You have
Cameron
to. You have
crapped
to. You
out
have
on
to.
him
You have to
bad.
do a lot of things. I mean, it's a lot to get into different
Let's
schools
let
now.
Rob
It's different.
speak.
So, yeah, sure. Go ahead.
My point is, okay. She didn't. What they got was
We're back.
they got a scholarship, but they get a scholarship. Of, okay, here's $2,000 for
That's
being a
it?
good. That's it. Doesn't get no free ride anywhere for being an active. They go, oh, but your parents make X. Sorry. Or
Yeah.
but I live in California. That means I'm barely above the poverty line. Doesn't matter that I make X amount of money. It's in California. No, we don't care. We don't look at where you live and what your expenses are. We look at just you make X. Therefore, and because you put money away into a retirement fund to plan for your
Emancipate your
future,
child.
you get penalized for that because that means your parents could liquidate their retirement fund to pay for college if
My
it
question
wanted.
is that
And
have
all
to
those
do
things, and you
is that
get
state
check.
schools?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
that's state schools.
Even out of state.
Really?
Why didn't you look
Yes.
into emancipating your child?
What?
Yeah, just
'Cause
you
they
were
do
your own
like
individual.
They do.
You have no parents.
They do that on their own when they turn 18. By the way, but
saying,
they're
like,
still
oh,
dependent.
It's
Yeah.
built in.
So
Yeah, you have to undependent them, Rob.
so look, there's certain things that work against you, and even as my child being a biological female and of the being a minority, being LGBTQ and all that other stuff, didn't help squat on any of that. But the best thing that's come out of this whole thing actually is that the biggest scholarship they got was simply because we were in California and went to an out-of-state school in the Western. She got the WUI, or they got the WUI scholarship, which was discounted off their state rate. They got all of $2,000 a year for having a 4.0.
I know a couple of books.
And then this year they just announced because he's running a 4.0 right now at university. They sent him a notice saying that you're living on campus right now. If you apply for housing, the housing application went live on Valentine's Day. If you apply within the next 30 days for housing to live on campus next year, because you have a 4.0 above a 3.7, we'll give you $1,100 off your housing costs next year, which is about $300 and something a quarter. But
here was the deal with me.
Not a lot.
The different schools, for me, I applied to a bunch of state schools in the SEC because I wanted to go to a big ass school where nobody knew me, where they had good football. Yes, I have priorities.
Right.
So I went to LSU. And to all these state schools, there's a separate application you have to fill out if you want to try and get the academic shit. And so they require you, they may ask you questions like, write an essay of one of these three questions, and I think the one I wrote was like, they said, talk about something that's happening in current news right now that you find of interest or whatever. And you write that shit, and they look at it, and then they give you whatever they think that you deserve. Sometimes you don't get anything because they think you're dumb. Sometimes you get a full ride. Sometimes you get partial rides. But that's how, I did it. And I basically just went to whoever decided to pay for me. And luckily there was a few places. Like, I applied to Vanderbilt, in-state private. I only got half off. That means I would have been like $40,000 in debt after I got out. I said, I'm not going to be in debt over school. I'm not doing it. I'm going to go to a place where I can pay for myself. Or where my mind can pay for me. And so that's what I did. And I have so many friends that I care about and that I love that are really smart, really great people that are neck deep because they took student loans. And
I mean,
they got fucked over.
Going to university, right? So like my kids go out of state, but out of state university isn't that much different with the Western undergraduate exchange costs because they're going to WUI state schools. Is only minuscule difference between what would cost me in state, because I'd still have to pay for room and board and everything else. And room
Yeah.
and board in California is much higher than
Yeah.
room and board in some of these other, like my son
Yeah.
in Utah, nothing, right? But
Isn't there an out-of-state tax though, also, Rob?
so the state universities will charge you more for being out of state, but the Western Undergraduate Exchange, there's 14 states that give you discount, give each other a discount. So
okay.
so if you go to a WUI school just for being within what the WUI area, you get a discounted rate, and then on top of that, you can get your merit scholarships for your scholarship activities, and then you can apply for other stuff too. But that still ends up being, almost, just under $20,000 a year. So it's like by the time you factor everything that goes into it, you're talking anywhere from $65,000 to $80,000 a year going to state university, or sorry, total $65,000 to $80,000 for 4 years, assuming you get done in 4 years. If you're in California, you're not getting done in 4 years, which is one of the reasons my kids go out of state, is so that they don't have to take 5 and 6 years to finish a 4-year degree. But
I was laughing at Taylor's comment.
Yeah. But fortunately, I plan to. I can help my kids out with a lot of that. So I told them, I said, if you go to a WUI school, I'll take care of you. If you go outside of that, well, talk to the Army.
Yeah, fucking, it's weird, man. Because back in the 70s, or all these boomers are just like, you could get a job, feed your family, work at the same job, not have to worry about shit, get a house and all that. And it's just not the same, And if you look at the rates of pay, then as compared to a ratio of what a CEO gets paid, clearly the gap has widened exponentially. And
shoot, I'm late for my meeting. I'm sorry, guys. I
love you.
gotta run.
Love you so
Talk
much.
to you guys later.
Bye.
Big hearts. Pay gap, Lady F.
What's up?
I said the pay gap. Go ahead.
Yeah, the pay gap between the worker and the CEO has just widened exponentially since the 70s. And really, we see now that most of the net profits are going to 1 to 10% of this nation. And the middle class has been suffering and paying the draconian tax system that we have, which doesn't force the people who need to pay the money pay it, and then the little guys like us, they are absolutely draconian too, and will
Just
throw
out
in
of
jail.
curiosity, do you think rich people don't pay taxes?
No, I don't think that. I don't think that they pay their fair share of taxes a lot of the times. Yes, because they have the money to have the lawyers to get the loopholes.
Well, I just out of curiosity, percentage wise, off of their annual net, how much do you think that they actually pay? Now, I don't mean like under the federal income tax like we see
8
on
to
a check
10% usually, maybe
as we
max.
see on a
at
check
all.
versus all the stuff that comes associated with those 1%ers. Because you're talking about now, you're talking about like mega businesses, mega banks, corporations, stuff like that.
Yeah,
you're looking at all kinds of different
a lot of
avenues.
them net zero. A lot of them net zero. Amazon nets zero. Tesla nets zero. These massive corporations net zero because
you don't think the federal gets anything from those places? Again, not talking about just federal income tax.
They may get a little bit, but they don't get any substantial amount as compared to that of the middle class, where we're paying 33%. They're paying maybe 3 to 11%.
I think it just hits. I think it just hits. I think it just hits and affects us differently because of how that money's worth changes for different people.
I think you need to look at the wealth distribution, and I think you need to think
if you just look at where over 90% of federal income tax, it's like we pay a lot that affects us differently.
We pay
is what
the
I'm
majority.
saying. We don't. That's the thing. Like, I think it affects us differently, and I don't disagree with you. I think that they could and should be paying more because of the way it affects us versus them. Like 3% from me is not even that would hurt me more than 30% from the elite class. You know, that would affect me and my household drastically differently than it would 30% the elite class. And I think that that's not is what scaled into things. That percentage number does not mean the same thing for me and my income range versus the elite, which that 1% up there, they pay like over 90% of what the government pulls in every year. And again, it's not coming from the same places that we do. But if you go look at that, and I think that that's just one of those common misconceptions, because I don't disagree with you on them paying more. I
Corporate
just think
taxes are
that
like
that's just
9%. Comic Journey. Corporate taxes are like 9%. And now that corporations can be considered humans, entities, as per Citizens United, they'll never have to pay their fair share. They'll never have to pay their fair share. That's just my thought. I mean, 4% of Jack Squat don't do anything. It's the inverse.
corporation is 5.75% right now in Georgia.
The 1% that is rich is like 100 times richer than the other 99%. So there is a fucking big jump.
And they need to pay more, period. Because you know what happens if you make rich people pay more? They're still fucking rich.
Well, that's how that works?
Is that how that works?
Yeah.
Dang, I've been living my life wrong.
Well, don't you
that's
think
why
when
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I mean, don't you think when like isn't that one Microsoft, what's his name, Bill Gates, like put all his into a
font, like a charity?
Yeah.
That's how they yes.
Yeah.
That's why I quit.
To be specific here, Lady F, looking at the actual, like the most recent one I see is from 2020, and it's like the little pie chart that shows you the little, like the top 1% paid 42.3% of all federal taxes in 2020. The top 10% accounted for another where'd it go? Top 10% accounted for another 22%. So you're already like well over the majority, and just the top 10% is what I'm saying. But the difference is how that money that you're paying affects you. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the difference that is overlooked too often. But it's not a thing of like the rich aren't paying taxes. They are. They're actually
They're not
funding
paying their
this
fair
country.
share, period.
Yeah, that's where the subjective fairness comes in and stuff like that. Because in my mind, like if you look at the majority of all these taxes for us in the middle class and for the elite, even, I think that it's all abuse of the population. Every bit of it.
I'm with Brother John. You know what? Fuck y'all. I'm a church. Fuck all of y'all. I'm a church.
Yeah, there we go. Please join and give generously. There you go. Yeah, and the federal income tax on face is a fucking farce to begin with. It was set up to fund the Civil War. It wasn't set up to run a country. It has nothing to do with running a country and building roads. That's just the government abusing its people and taking funds. And we'll give you roads, but we're going to keep X, Y. Drive across roads in one state over, and it's crap because they don't adhere to the federal standards for the education program, so they lose certain fundings, and it goes into the roads and bridges, which are trash. You know, because they're not adhering to the federal guidelines for educational standards. They have you see it firsthand in their roads how it trickles down. Right. So it's all a farce to begin with, every bit of it.
It's it's piss poor mismanagement of money, and that starts from the top to the bottom. You know, you have that at the federal level, and you have that at the state level, and you have that at the local level. So the lump effect of that mismanagement ends up being a gross misjustice to the common man.
Tabon nailed it. That's it in a nutshell. And if you look at look how we rebuilt this country after World War II. Do y'all know? I mean, I'm sure Lady F probably knows this. What did we do? What was it like? Almost a 70% tax on the
South?
Oh no, 70% tax on those elite earners. They ran their tax up, and they were happy to do it to help rebuild the country.
And that was in the 1800s. Even in the 50s, Eisenhower had the tax bracket up at 90%. Let's go back to Eisenhower.
No, that was just to rebuild after
we were in the golden age, though. That was an economic boom time for science, for people, for America in general. A boom time when he made the top 90%, like the top 10% spent and 90% in taxes. Fucking go back to that. That's what I say.
but that was planned to be temporary, and they set out a goal and they hit it and they dropped it down.
Let's do it again.
Government
Let's
today,
set some goals.
yeah, the goals would be great, but government today won't set goals, and you can't trust them to pull back once
Because
they
they're
do.
stupid, selfish, mediocre fuck faces.
If you give the government,
Sorry, little one.
if you give the government an inch, they will literally take 10 miles and they'll never give you that inch back. That's why people rail so hard. There's stuff that on face looks common sense. We should do this. We should install this law, this policy. We should change this. But people are like, no, you don't give them anything because they'll change that. Then the next thing, then the next thing. Like that's proven history. So what we have right now, don't take it for granted. The good, the bad, the indifferent. Accept it for what it is and pray to God they don't take something else from us in the meantime.
No, I don't want to live scared like that. I always want change because without change, we don't improve.
No, you can change just fine without the government coming in and telling you you're changing, forcing you to.
No, Legion has a point. You give them an inch, they take a mile. That's true.
You don't leave it up to the government to help change it.
No, but what we do is we have the power to vote to change the government. And that's what it should be doing. But right now, the government has become a monster that cannot be controlled because there are some crazy MFers up in that piece.
Thank you
that
so
don't
much.
give two diddlies about you, me, or what happens to the U.S. It's all about them.
I like your bunny.
And it's like they're chaos agents.
So let me ask you one question. With all of this and about, what does it say about society and that we are electing these people
that we're not educated?
You know what I mean? Like they elected that dude from New York City that pretty much just ran a game on them and said, "Yeah, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this," and he was none of those things.
I heard Paul Cook's been keeping me updated on every lie that he keeps adding to his resume.
I'm Jewish. Hilarious. No, you're not Jewish. I mean,
Santos. Oh my God, this guy. I'm Jewish.
Yeah. That's what I'm trying to say.
There's a hyphen in there. There's a hyphen.
But that's what I'm talking about. These people elected him up there.
They're psychopaths.
I mean, they just hit the checkbox. But you can't say anything because in DC they elected what was that dude's name for mayor?
The crackhead.
Crackhead.
He got Marilyn Berry or something.
Yeah, you can count on him to stay up late nights and work hard.
He did. He need that extra little kick.
You've never seen determination until you've seen a crackhead trying to accomplish a goal.
You're goddamn right.
I'm just saying, it's just crazy. I mean, I think we're part of it as well. I mean, I think society is part of the problem as well.
There it is. That's the one that Paul Cook told me about.
I certainly agree with you.
Producer on the
Spider-Man musical.
Education has declined, and unity has declined. And I think that if we don't keep our masses well informed, which is the fault of the media, it's turned into a shit show. It's not even the media; it was fucking entertainment.
Has declined those two things.
Hold on, slow down. So, do you guys think that it's a coincidence that we had those Chinese balloons or spy fucking things, and then all these train derailments? Because there was one in Texas, there was one in Ohio. Like, is that a coincidence?
Are you saying the balloons derailed the trains?
Yeah, I think they're just coincidental.
The balloons popped the train tires.
I think that they got some information, which is the most valuable resource, and then they figured out how to derail trains.
They were just coming over and looking and seeing what property they own, to be honest with you. I think they were just going, well, damn, look, we own that state. We own that state. We own that state. We bought this shit. We bought this. Because we've pretty much been selling everything to them.
See, what had happened was
literally sold them land this past year.
Was Ant-Man would go in to get coffee every morning, and the guy who served him his coffee thought he was Spider-Man.
So he dies. You're saying he dies.
Nick, we haven't even discussed the movie. Just giving you a heads up.
Yeah.
I've been watching.
That's why I don't get all excited about every new television show, because all these millionaires, all their little stupid problems don't mean shit to me. I'm more worried about people around me. I'd rather watch Legion or Lady Fantastic on YouTube than Jay-Z and Beyonce on whatever the fuck. That's just how I am.
They call me Mr. Boombastic.
I want to say 3
Give me
words.
fantastic, make me wanna roll.
More Biggie prom pics. 4
Dude,
words.
that was dope getting to see your old throwback photos.
Oh,
Yeah,
DJ Links is
DJ
back to
did one a long
school.
time ago, and I didn't have mine, and I just
Yeah,
found
but
it.
DJ
So I had to post
photoshopped all of his. Yours was real.
Yeah, you had a much better suit than DJ did too.
it was pretty fucking nice. Yeah, I had the gold. You guys didn't really see the vest, but it was pretty sweet.
I couldn't really get my eyes to go above your crotch. I was just fascinated.
Yo, that was an old school limo, fam. That was like '99, dog.
What's going on, everybody? How are you?
Oh boy.
Still going through my hip hop covers.
Mr. Links.
Lady F.
Boy.
Joey Badass.
Mr. Links, could you tell me what you think about the current economic state of the United States of America? And go.
He's top 1%.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's different for me.
It's different from him.
He's top
He
1%.
owns property
Yeah,
in
he's
New
top
York. I
1%.
don't think it's the right guy to talk to.
Them all. Tax the little people.
I can't hear you. These stacks of money are blocking your
Invented
audio.
the CD.
This
All the
tunnel of
taxes you don't
money
have
that
to
I'm
pay.
driving through is messing with the reception.
Yeah.
He wipes his ass with 20s, doesn't he?
I actually hurt
Are
my
you
back.
Scrooge McDuck rich or Batman
No,
rich?
It's funny. I was gonna say I actually hurt my. When Scrooge McDuck jumped into the money bin, into the coins, there's no way you could dive in that. You would like break your neck.
It's soft.
Instant concussion.
It's gold. Yeah, gold soft. Yeah, gold soft.
Don't-
Yeah.
Don't ruin my childhood.
Also, the reason why he's not on camera is all those big balloons he's popping out his window is messing with
John
his
wrote.
Yeah.
Look at John wrote.
Big balloons.
Today I'll be opening a $2,000 Jeff Bezos mystery box. Stick around.
Yeah, no
What's going to be in a $2,000 Jeff Bezos box, though?
Oh
It's those crates that of Amazon returns.
Oh yeah, the pallets.
Oh, yeah.
No, we'll
The
leave that to
random
franchise
shit.
kicks.
Excited about
Oh
that
my
shit.
god, yeah, that's
It's
funny.
it's tickets to every Thursday night football game.
Yo, yeah.
I would actually be pissed.
I would be
DJ
too.
franchise kicks.
So that's what you guys were talking about prior to me hopping on.
We were actually solving the nation's problems prior to
Yeah, we kind of went off the rails, and then
Oh,
I was-
that
we
was a
got-
pun. That was
we
a
got-
pun.
It was fun.
That's right. That's right. My bad,
Only
Biggie.
threw his headphones like 7 times.
My
All
bad.
we were
man.
doing was interrupting
what?
Rob every time we tried to talk.
You know what Governor DeWine said to us? He was like, "Oh yeah, well, I don't want no help from the president, but I do think you guys should make sure you test the air and the water." Motherfucker, you're the governor.
What a fucking loser.
Why are we fucking testing the air? Why are we testing
Right.
it?
Biggie, is that an
Give
extra
us some
head growing
goddamn
out your
bottles
neck?
of water. Give us some
Yeah.
goddamn bottles of water, motherfucker. Like, we
I'd
can't even
send
get
him a
water in my
box of
town.
dildos, asshole.
All right, let me A-OK Biggie some water.
Yeah, please. If anybody sends me any books, send a fucking gallon of water, please.
Are you
Yeah,
serious?
we
It's
opened a
it's like that?
$2,000 Jeff Bezos mystery
We don't
box.
have water in my
Yeah.
town.
Open your
We don't have
mouth.
water.
Really? Oh shit! I thought you guys was
That's-
joking earlier.
No,
That's fucking wild.
It's really bad down there. It really is bad. I mean, it's a bad
wow.
scenario.
Livestock's dying.
Restaurants are closed. It's like
Are
Corona
dying.
again for me, dude. Y'all be happy you're not where I'm at, because restaurants are closed, no water, schools are shut down. I don't know when the kids are going back to school.
Hold on.
There you go.
Holy shit!
No, I wasn't joking when I said like what's happening over there will be in a movie.
It will
Like-
be.
It already
it
it
is a
already is
movie.
in a it already is
Yeah,
in a
they already
movie
made
with Adam Driver.
Oh yeah, they made it
Yep.
before this even happened. Like the train
Yep.
happens, but this is stuff you see like in movies like Contagion or even the Chernobyl incident where the government's telling you it's fine, stay where you're at, and while you're sitting there
mini
waiting,
Chernobyl.
you're getting
Yep.
poisoned, and the stuff's in the air. It's poisoned the environment, the drinking water
Animals are
around. and
dying.
They refuse to accept the severity of the situation, and they're definitely not going to tell the public. And while
Like
they're
a little
Holy
Russia.
while they're in
shit.
denial, things are
Like
just
a little
getting
Russia.
worse.
And I don't think it's a coincidence that when I drove from Portsmouth to Columbus, it rained the whole time. The very next day after all this news breaks, I don't think that was a coincidence.
He's dropping all those
Right.
toxins.
What
There
the
Probably gonna
was-
rain today too.
a storm
So,
coming.
so do you think the UFOs and downing that stuff was a distraction tactic to get away from this whole derailment thing? Because I don't think that. Like I watched the news and stuff, and it hasn't been covered over here like that. That's why I'm super surprised to find out.
No,
it's
nobody knows.
that drastic.
It's not getting
pretty
the
bad.
coverage that it probably should
I
get.
thought it was a joke at first, DJ. I took a bath the night before all the news broke, and as soon as I got out, I was like, "Oh fuck!" But the next
you
day,
glow
it
in the
was
dark
pretty
now?
bad.
Yeah, that explains why
Yeah.
you're glowing.
You do feel like you've been dosed with some dope when you take a bath.
What if
For real.
Biggie is a Swamp Thing now?
Huh?
What if you turn into the Swamp Thing?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah.
We'll let you know. If we see
The UFO shit though, I believe in Project Bluebeam. I think it's all satellites and CGI. It's not real, is what I think. They want to cause a stir in the public.
Maverick.
Tom Cruise
Yeah.
behind that shit. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, Tom Cruise. You know, I was talking to Dustin. He said they gave Maverick 10 out of 10, so I can't really listen to Dustin anymore.
Dustin is a smart man. Dustin is a smart man. See, what happens is if you don't like Top Gun Maverick, hazardous material gets spilled in your town.
Right. That's probably it.
Yeah. That was
Yeah,
a
they heard me
Scientology
making fun of Tom
program.
Hanks. They
Why would you
fucking
make
got
fun
mad.
of Tom Hanks, man? He didn't do anything.
Oh, Tom Hanks. Yeah.
You mean Forrest Gump?
Yeah.
Oh shit. What's going on, Jim? How you doing, Jim?
I'm
Tom
just
Cruise.
listening.
I don't even know.
I'm just listening. I'm doing good, but I'm just listening.
He's
and-
getting a kick out of it watching the shit show.
Yeah.
You know what? And I kind of feel bad because I feel like I started a little bit of it.
It's fun. Y'all don't like stirring shit.
Now let me ask you this, Caroline. Let's go and do how much do you believe in the truth in some of the movies that come out with different things, aka designated survivor? I mean, you know, I'm 70 miles from DC. What if they just blew that shit all up? Do you think that the governors in that area would do what happened on that show and everything and say, you know what, we're the government now, state by state?
No, so I think that usually when America sees like a great tragedy like that we tend to pull together and really help one another out. And that's the one redeeming factor of the human spirit that I really cling to, is that when great tragedy hits, you really see a rallying. And I mean,
Agreed. But I'm going to say, okay, agreed with that statement.
But fuck that shit.
But I'm not asking that question. I'm asking, what if the Capitol and the federal
were destroyed?
Congress
But I'm-
was
yeah,
destroyed.
but I'm not a rapper.
It's a
right
state
in
by
front of
state.
you. The same thing that we've all just been
I tell you what,
shit-bagging
I'll tell
on
you what, you know what's going to
was a
happen?
reset.
Boom, bam.
The highest ranking members
Bing
per
bong.
state. So like the governors, there would probably be a convening of the local governors or whatever, and they would probably form like that. You remember the articles or whatever, or they'll probably form a pseudo and say like, look, this is the interim government for now.
And
And
yo,
that's
don't
what I
ever
think people
disrespect
would
me with your political intellectual talk.
You heard?
No,
I'm
just-
a fucking girl. I
You
got
heard?
ovaries. I'm out.
What? Oh,
I can't
shit.
read.
Yeah, she pulled the
I don't even
ovaries
know how to
card.
add.
I'm just saying, I thought that was an interesting show how that
Can I
played
make you
out.
sandwiches, please? What would you and gentlemen like to eat?
What?
Oh Lord.
I'm
No,
just
I'm not going to participate in that.
Yeah, I'm out. I was making the joke.
Good.
Mark said "Bing Bong." I was channeling my inner Nems.
He said I'm not a rapper. He said
Digger Jim started it. He's like, but I'm, and then I'm like, but I'm not a rapper.
Speaking of which, you guys remember that movie, The Secret of Nim?
Of course.
Do you know what NIM stands for?
No.
Someone who really likes sex a lot.
Yeah, National Institution of Mental Health.
Interesting.
Oh.
They were testing animals that came from the National Institution of Mental Health. That's
Is
NIM's
that-
secret.
Ain't
that
that kind
on
of like your
Disney
job?
Plus?
That's what you do, ain't it? That's what
Me?
you do.
That's what
I thought
Taylor
you fucked
Winder
with
does.
lab rats or something.
Me,
Yeah,
I fuck with the lab mice, and
Taylor
I-
Winder tests the experimental drugs, but he said he can pay you a lot of money if you want to be in one of their programs.
Lady F has the monkeys hooked up on to cocaine, so either they go to
No.
their food or the cocaine thing.
no.
Yeah.
I just hit the cocaine button, and then I do my work.
Have you-
No, I just work with mice, and in the context of innate immunity.
Nick does something similar, but he works with rats.
Rats are very docile. I've worked with rats.
Hey, you stool pigeon.
They're really intelligent animals.
Rats?
Yes. That's why you saw Pizza Rat. He knew it was the good shit.
Oh God, it's like the fucking mascot for New York, Pizza Rat.
He is. Might as well be. Fuck a Yankee. I want a Pizza Rat. That's scary. I don't care about a fucking Yankee. We stopped caring about Yankees back in 1800.
They appointed a couple of months ago a rat czar. Since COVID, it's a crazy rat problem because before with the restaurants they would get the restaurant garbage, this and that, but with all the restaurants being closed down now, there's more and they're scavenging, and they're brave and bold, man. Like you can walk down the street.
I could see you being a good rat czar. I think you could probably handle that situation.
What
did you say, rat czar?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's a
rat
rat.
czar.
I think DJ needs to be a rat czar, but I think he needs a cape.
What qualities do I have that like
I
show
think
that
you're-
I'd be a
I
good
think you're
rat czar?
intelligent, cunning, and
Debatable.
you would know how to beat them at their own game.
And if you ask Louis, you look like a terrorist.
You you are like the rat czar terrorist. Oh my god. You could fucking
Looking
shield
like a straight up terrorist.
Yeah. No, this is a super villain origin story. So it's like I'm
I
gonna
like
try to
it.
kill all the rats.
But
I
what
can't kill
happened to
them. I'll
you?
join them,
What
and then all of a sudden I'm a
happened to
giant
you?
rat.
Was your family so here's the thing. Here's what happened is that you had family ties with the mafia, but one of the mafia people actually took your family member to a cave and let them get eaten by rats. And so
Wasn't
now
that the Iceman did that, right?
the
And he
Iceman,
filmed it.
yes.
Yeah.
So your family member was a victim of the Iceman,
Yeah.
and they got eaten by rats. And so now you have like this psychological fixation on destroying all rats, and
Yeah.
and like the pizza rat video, like made you snap,
Mhm.
and you assumed this new moniker, Rat Czar of New York.
Rats are. So I hate rats. And how does the pizza come into play? Because it's the Pizza Rat video, but it has to incorporate pizza somehow.
Well, so it just triggered. You got triggered when you saw that what rats? Oh, they think they own the pizza in New York now. They took my family, and now they're taking pizza.
My favorite
You
food.
just lose it.
And I just lose it.
You
Now,
lose it.
if this was a comic book, no, not Pizzagate, Biggie, not Pizzagate.
It's different.
If
That
this
one
were
has Hillary in a super.
We're gonna skip that one.
no, if this were a comic book,
Yeah.
would the words bubble cover the yachts in this story?
Yeah, that
Oh,
was
yeah.
fucking good combo. I love that from Justin. That was good shit. They told me they didn't want the word bubbles on the boat, so I covered the fuckers up, and I don't understand these dumbass artists, man.
I would want it the way Justin wants it.
But this is come on, the 8 of us, we could create this comic book.
I know rats are.
Rats are.
DJ Link's rats are, and
No,
who?
no, not
okay,
DJ
so-
Link's rats are, just rats are.
Okay. DJ Link's rats are, and then but he's kind of a terrorist. Let's think. And so who is going to be his main opponent? There's got to be like a rat king. There's a rat king that the rat czar opposes.
No,
And so-
because rat versus rat that cancels each other.
No,
out.
you're a rat fucking czar. You're a human that is the czar of all rats. And
Oh,
then
so you mean an
there's a rat
actual
king.
We need like a rat king.
We
Yeah.
need a
literal
rat
giant
czar.
rat.
Yes.
Okay, I got it. 1,000 rats come together
To make a meta rat
Yeah, a mega rat.
or a mega rat.
Yeah.
Yeah, mega rat, your fucking nemesis, mega rat. And like
rat.
somebody, maybe there's a guy that's like a fucking Peter the Piper or whatever, and he plays a flute, and Mega Rat comes to form, and he can control Mega Rat against you.
Wait,
Oh.
like the Dragon Zord?
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like Power Rangers now. It went
Or
from
like-
Batman
or like-
to Power Rangers real
Or
quick.
like Big Hero 6. Big Hero 6, where all the little microbots get together.
Yeah, I was all in until you brought in some Power Ranger stuff. I'm out.
No, I didn't say that.
Thor's my shit,
Asshole
man.
Birch did.
We're spitballing there. There you go.
Yeah, this is just
Lord.
a creative. This is just a where we
All
talk.
right.
Nick, what do you think?
I just finance the stuff. Leave. I leave the creative to you guys.
Creative.
Well, I want to respond to Destin's comment. So, for me, liking Thor, I'm sorry I enjoyed the superhero movie with the most buff, most dope-looking character there is in the Marvel Universe right now. Excuse me.
So you didn't enjoy the
that.
movie. You enjoyed Thor's sexy body.
Yeah, he looked like he's like pre-Hogan, dude. I'm all into it. You kidding me?
Are they still doing that? Is he still doing that?
I loved fucking Russell Crowe as the effeminate Greek.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Badass.
Just to recap, Justin hates yachts and Biggie loves buff dudes. Got it. All right, we're back on track.
Yeah, I like meat on meat.
Thanks.
Meat on meat.
Meat on meat. You heard it here. You heard it here first, folks.
What is going on, fucking Joe?
Welcome to the orgy.
I'm sorry that everybody likes all the superhero movies where it's a 150-pound fucking 5'3" dude, and that's fun for them. But whatever, that's cool.
Hey, I like Thor too, man, Biggie. We can watch
Thank you.
together. All right.
I watch it all the time.
So is he officially done with acting now?
Nah, he's just
I don't know.
because he
Who
got a
knows?
new diagnosis that he might get something, and it's like you're not even sure you're gonna get it, dude. Just calm
Well, look
down.
at Roman Reigns. He got fucking leukemia, and now he's the most dominant world champion we've ever seen. So who fucking knows, right?
So you think that's a work?
I absolutely think it's a work. Nobody liked Roman Reigns till he got leukemia. Tell me I'm wrong.
You think they would be that dastardly?
That is such a hot take. Oh my god.
dude. He had it even
It's the
before he was
No, but he's always had leukemia.
Yeah.
It just wasn't in the news.
People hated him. Are you kidding me? They fucking hated Roman.
I love.
Yeah, I understand that, but it's hard to hate somebody when they're like, "Oh, I have leukemia. I can't wrestle."
Yeah, I
right
know. I know. It's the ultimate gimmick, dude. That's like the only thing they could do to get Roman over. They was like, oh, okay, he's got fucking leukemia cancer, guys, and then he comes back 6 months later.
But he came back and they cheered him for like 2 months, and then they booed him again. No, I don't think anybody would be that dastardly to use.
I understand Vince McMahon.
That's deep. That would be a huge backfire if somebody researched it and said,
It's just
I gotta go.
It's just a coincidence, I guess.
Imagine the wrestling headline: Wrestler fakes cancer's disease to win over audience.
Later, ladies.
See y'all. Take care.
See you later,
I
guys.
wish I could shoot the shit more,
Yes.
but I'm out.
He holds the press conference announcing that while doing Make-A-Wish appearances.
Yeah. Fucking amazing. People fell for it, but I'm not going to.
You're killing me.
Biggie Shaq. Jesus Christ. There's Elimination Chambers tomorrow. I'm gonna watch that.
I was supposed to have a match with Dustin, but I think I gotta wait another fucking 3 weeks for it.
Yeah. AEW is in my town next week. I
Nice.
was looking at tickets yesterday. They next Wednesday they're doing Dynamite, and like lower bowl, like row 10 was only like $100. Camera view. Camera side.
Is anybody going to any cons? What's up, Finn?
Finn!
Are you cosplaying as a crossing guard? Because that's what it looks like.
He has his gas mask and his construction vest.
He's cosplaying as an Ohio resident.
Jeez.
Too soon.
Yeah, it's a Caribbean
one. Is anybody going to any conventions that they have planned?
Is that like a serious question?
It's a serious question. I think I'm going to be going to WonderCon in March.
What do you cosplay?
Oh, I don't know.
Planet Con is coming up.
Justin said yes emphatically. What's your next
there's
con?
a small one-day show inside of a hotel ballroom first weekend of March.
Oh, dope. Okay, cool. I love the small ones, man. They're my favorite. I went to Monster Palooza. That thing was awesome. It was in like this tiny convention center. And the guy from Iron Chef that says beer, he was there.
That's the star.
He was. We just talked about John Wick. That's all I talked to him about.
John Wick.
Next month, March 25th and 26th, is King Con. Hey, CJ, are you gonna try to make it to King Con? I know you're still in the chat.
He's saying Heroes Con.
Yeah, Heroes Con is one that everyone's converging at.
Yeah.
Is that the one in North Carolina?
Yeah.
Let DJ try to promote his shit real quick.
Yeah,
King Kong.
Jesus Christ.
Let's go.
So King Kong happening March 25th and 26th at the APA Hotel in New Jersey, right across the bridge. I forgot the town, but it's being put on by MTG Comics.
Townville.
The one by the bridge, though.
Yeah, the one by the bridge.
Bridgetownville.
Are you selling there, DJ, or?
No, I'm one of the sponsors, so I'll be
Okay.
there. I'm probably going to record footage for them, not for the channel. So I'm probably gonna go. I'll be there 2 days, just like recording everything, and then I'll probably be live with like the Pressable Defects. They're the other sponsors of the deal, so
gotcha.
It's gonna be fun. Who's gonna be there as far as artists? You know, it's small. Johnny Desjardins, so he'll be there. Not Nate Melendez.
Got the palette knife guy.
Yeah. Is he?
Yeah, that stuff looks awesome. Like the way he palette knife paints looking stuff.
Yeah, dude, that Darkwing Duck that he just he put up, posted up, looked
The
amazing.
covers he did for We Live were absolutely gorgeous.
So he'll be there. Ryan G. Brown, not to be confused with Ryan D. Brown or Ryan F. Brown,
or just Ryan Brown. There's a lot of
plain old Ryan Brown. Yeah, Ryan G. Brown. He's gonna be there as well. CGC will be there. It's gonna be a good time.
Good morning, Austin LeMay. What is happening?
I didn't hear you say Very Gary. He's going to be there, right?
Yeah, Barry Gary's gonna be there. Erod 2 and
There you
2, the Pressable Defects. This time there's a bunch of people, and it's 2 days. This is the first time it's gonna be 2 days.
Caroline TSAR.
Yes.
Is that code words or something?
No, she was asking Czar or Czar.
I was gonna say Caroline TSR, whatever is gonna be there. TSAR. Signing autographs.
Jesus.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So Bridgetownville, son. What city?
Please hold.
Okay, thank you.
Please hold. Wow. Shop just posted TJ as a superhero. That's amazing.
Yeah, the Moon Knight Flash mix.
Yeah, that's dope.
Looks awesome.
Hold on, please hold.
Who's DJ?
Yes, Mr. Biggie Shack.
Flash by Night Comics.
Oh, Flash. Okay. I know that guy.
There's the DJ. Yeah. Let me get this thing. Please hold. Y'all could talk while I look this up. You don't have to be quiet.
No, we'll wait.
Well, maybe if you wouldn't talk while you fucking bumbled around, we would be able to. But
I'm trying to find this. I
Get
just
him,
went
Biggie,
into
get him.
I just went into the pictures app on my phone, scrolling through the pictures. Oh snap! I got a picture of Stevie Wonder for some odd reason. King Khan. Here we go. Are you ready, Mr. Immortal Biggie Shack?
I don't know. I gotta get my papers in order and sort my recyclables and get the newspaper off the porch. And
wow.
Go ahead. You can try.
Well, let me tell you something, dude. March 25th and 26th, brother. We're gonna be at the APL Hotel, dude. 120 Southwood Avenue, brother, in Iceland, New Jersey, dude. And we're gonna take this King Kong thing to the top of the mountain, brush it up above our shoulders, gorilla slam, and throw it right off the side of the mountain, dude. What you gonna do about that?
Yeah.
Shaq?
Iceland is spelled ISELIN.
So if I go to Iceland,
ISELIN.
Iceland, yeah, ISE. Yo, I can't read and do my Hulk Hogan impersonation at the same exact time, dude.
That was good. You fucking nailed it. I understood everything you said that time.
Thank you, dude. I think the whole thing with Hulk Hogan, all you have to do, whatever you say it energetically, infuse it with a sprinkle of brother, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're good.
Yeah.
You're right.
Let me tell you something, brother.
It's gonna happen.
I could only do a Macho Man
Yeah, I Macho Man.
with the oh yeahs.
Oh
Yeah, do it, Kyle. By the way, I ripped my shirt and out of the whole thing. I got excited.
Yeah.
Let's hear your Macho Man, Kyle.
Yeah.
I'm not in that game anymore, CJ.
Oh yeah, we're gonna take President Jack Tunney and we're gonna get him, and we're gonna take Mean Gene Okerlund, and I'm gonna tell you what, brother. Well, does he also say brother? I feel like he says.
Because you gotta mix some big dudes in there. Big man. Yeah,
Because like I always default to the milk, the cream of the crop.
Mix some buff dudes in there.
The correct way to do it is mix one big dude per 3 brothers, and then big man one every.
Ratio.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, big dude! I'm telling you, President Jack Tunney, he's coming after me. I'm telling you, he's gonna take it, and I'm going to also get the belt and rise to the top.
That's about it.
There you go.
I'm pressing my TV screen. I'm giving you a thumbs down.
Somebody was pounding.
So I'm actually, oh, for real? Telling you shut up?
Yeah, that's why I stopped. See?
I hope it ain't your fucking whatever dad.
Serious?
I ain't gonna call him their name. That's awkward. That's not cool.
Yo, they really been banging on him?
I'm gonna come to PTT's house and smack the shit out of
He's
whoever's
at his,
fucking with him.
he's at one of his homegirls' houses.
He's at a friend's house. That's why it's not his.
Okay.
Oh.
That's why he
See
has
the
that mannequin up there. It's
that isn't the creepiest fucking background I've ever seen.
Oh shit!
A fucking woman dress mannequin. Oh,
Yeah,
fuck.
she's designing a dress. We were talking about that earlier.
Kyle is making a skin suit.
God damn.
All right. I'm gonna
We've hit over the 10:30 mark. That means I'm about to be cutting it off. We've crossed the 3-hour line. I appreciate everyone coming in and hanging out today. We're going to wrap it up. Surprise, Finn's out of school, so I'm going to go find stuff to do with the kids. It's a rainy day, so find something fun to do. But, in the mix tonight, DJ, or no?
Oh yeah, in the mix tonight, brother. We're gonna do it at 9 p.m. Eastern, big man, and we're gonna take it to the mountaintop once again. And oh yeah, I'm gonna throw you right off the side, Mark. Legion of Comics, you are the Legion of Nothing, brother. Nick is not going to be there.
It's a shame. It's a shame. Justin, Jim, y'all got anything going on?
I'm going to see Ant-Man as soon as I get my kid to get his act together, and we're going to go check that out today. That's about it.
Holes.
Yeah, I don't have any.
Snap.
All right, well, we're killing it then. Y'all have a good day. Everyone have fun. See you on the next one.
Peace out, Joe.
Shop, keep killing it, shop.